Tonight's Showdown game of the week on My New 32 is brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit, Packerland Home Improvement, it's your home, Simon's Specialty Cheese, home of world champion cheeses, Cobison Buses, family pride in every ride, and Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's time for live coverage of high school football. It's week 6 of the regular season, as tonight we check out two very surprising teams in the FRCC as Ashwaubenon visits Notre Dame. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone, alongside John Mino.
Hello, Teddy.
I'm Ted Stefaniak. Glad you could be with us for this game tonight. John, we look at week 6 here, and, last week we saw some teams already clinch a spot in the playoffs. Yeah. We see tonight other teams will clinch a spot in the playoffs.
5's that magical number.
There are other teams just trying to hang on right now to stay in contention for a playoff spot.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's been a tough start for Notre Dame, but they are still in the playoff race, believe it or not. They've lost 2 really tough games the last couple of weeks. Total of 5 points, 2 different games. I mean, think about that, what their record would be. I'm not going to do the math, but think about that, what their record would be, because they're 1-4 right now, could have won those 2 ball games, and then get to more playoff contention. But we're going to talk with Coach about that, sometimes when you're at the edge, that makes you that much hungrier, and sometimes that spurs you on to your best performances of the season.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the FRCC standings right now, and we saw this Bayport team, one of the 3 5-0 teams. That you've got Ashwaubenon, Bayport, Pulaski, all 5-0. They've got to play each other still this season, but we saw that Bayport team last week, just an incredible team.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to say about that.
That's all I have to say about Bayport. They were unbelievable. What was it again? 6 touchdowns in 5 plays? 5 offensive plays?
5
offensive touchdowns, and then the punt return for touchdown.
So Bayport's really good. We saw Pulaski. Pulaski's got a very nice team as
really
well.
Nice team. And you know what? Don't get behind them. If you get behind Pulaski, you're not going to get the ball much more in the second half because they can chew up huge minutes on the clock.
But it seems like every year in the FRCC, we do see a big surprise team.
Yes.
And to me, Ashwaubenon is that surprise team. 5-0. I think people expected them to be, a good team this year, but 5-0 at this point.
I mean, the entire coaching staff changed in the offseason. The entire staff had some success over there. So whenever that happens, you don't expect a team to be undefeated at midway point of the season in this conference, but that's what happened. I think they're one of the biggest surprise teams in the state. Now, maybe if you're on the interior of the team, you'd say, well, it's not a surprise. We knew we were going to be really good this year. But from the outside looking in, like we are, we didn't expect this. I don't think many people did.
No. And as you talk to Coach and you hear from some of the players and things like that, they're playing with the chip on their shoulder because of us outsiders thinking, what does this Ashwaubenon team have this year? And we're finding out.
Yeah, and those seniors have really taken upon themselves to be the leaders on this football team. Coach said they had just a phenomenal summer of workouts and things like that. We're going to talk to him in just a little bit, but whatever they're doing, however they're doing it, it is working to perfection.
All right, and now Notre Dame. You talked about Notre Dame a little bit already. Got this beautiful field here. It's Hall of Fame induction weekend, so there's a lot of things going on.
Names.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We'll be talking about that throughout the game and at halftime tonight. But, this Notre Dame team, as you said, has been so close in picking up some wins tonight. They've basically got to get a win tonight to help assure themselves to stay alive.
Right, stay alive. Some teams do get in with 4 wins. 5 is the magic number, of course. And like Coach is good, we're going to talk to him in just a little bit, but it's a playoff atmosphere for teams like that, and that's another thing sometimes that can really spur teams on. Like we were saying, backs against the wall for seniors, there's nothing more disappointing than playing that last regular season game and saying, that's the last time I'm ever going to put on a football uniform. That extra 1 playoff game, even if it is just a 1 extra playoff game, can mean lifetime memories. You know what I mean? As far as for your athletic career, how it ends by playing in the playoffs, because we've all been there, man. Whole different attitude, whole different atmosphere in playoff football.
Yeah, should be a good one tonight. Ashwaubenon has already clinched the playoff spot. Notre Dame begins their push for the playoffs tonight. Kickoff coming up at the top of the hour.
You're going big with
the
colors there tonight. I like that.
You like the colors?
I like
Thank you. I like your hair tonight, too.
Really?
A lot of Aquanet.
Oh, yeah, a lot. And a nice conditioner.
We've got to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. Ashwaubenon, Notre Dame coming up tonight. The Sports Showdown broadcast schedule continues next week when we visit the Northeastern Conference for a battle of Highway N as Little Chute visits Freedom. Our pregame starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7 right here on Sports Showdown. Got a good one tonight in the FRCC. Ashwaubenon 5-0 taking on Notre Dame, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. That game coming up at the top of the hour tonight. But it's time to hear from the coaches from both teams. And, of course, our coaches' interviews brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza. We talk about Gallagher's Pizza. They've got locations in De Pere, East Green Bay, West Green Bay, and, of course, their newest location in Suamico. We start with the Jaguars of Ashwaubenon. Of course, they've got a brand new coach, and man, are they off to a great start. 5-0 on the season. Coach Richkowski had a chance to talk with our Mino just a few minutes ago.
Well, thank you very much, Teddy. Well, Coach, first of all, not a bad debut wearing the green and gold.
Yeah, it's quite an honor to be the head coach of Ashwaubenon, and a lot of changes for me and the kids and the coaches and the parents, but it's been pretty awesome. I guess there's no better start than winning, and I thank the kids and the parents for all the help they had so far.
I know you guys lost a lot last year. What's been the secret of first-time players jumping in like this, especially on defense?
I think you're going to have that in high school no matter where you are, seniors graduating and next man up. So kids were just waiting to have their opportunity. I thought we had a really great summer, and guys are ready. They want their shot. We got guys right now that are ready to go, and whether it's next play or next year, I think good programs have guys that are developing and ready to go whenever their number's called.
You know, we were talking to people at Bayport last week. They said to say hello to you. Remember your great days there. What are some of the things you're bringing with you as a head coach here that you've acquired over the years as a player and a coach?
I think we're a product of the people around us and the experiences we had. You know, Coach Willickett and Coach Slice and Coach Miller and all those guys at Bayport. My parents, you know, and then Coach Weddick at Bigfoot, my time there, and then my 6 great years at Little Chute. All things that you take with you, and then I think there's a lot of things that great programs have in common. Obviously, we have more kids here in a Division II school, but there's still the right way to do things. You hustle, you practice hard, you play hard, you get your head out of the way, you do great in school, you treat people with respect. So some of those things were pretty easy walking in. I think this is the right way to do it, and it's kind of nice when you start out 5-0. Maybe the players buy in a little bit more, like this recipe is working.
You know, I was going to ask that. Sometimes mid-season, I've seen it. We've all seen it. Some team just has a great first half of the season and get a little fat and sassy, where other teams say, wow, we didn't experience this. Maybe we didn't even expect this. This makes us even hungrier because we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, fat and sassy is kind of, I've never heard of that before. The seniors came up with
just talk about myself.
The seniors came up with a prove them wrong theme this year. Perfect. They want to prove teams wrong that think they can beat us. They want to prove teams wrong that they think we can't beat them. And then there was actually 2 parts. The second part was stay hungry. Yeah. So now we're to the point where we want to continue to improve. Notre Dame has had our number, and records don't matter when we play them. They're a proud program. They got great coaches and tradition, and so we know we're going to have to play good football because they want to get in the playoffs. They want to beat us, and our guys know that. We got seniors that have taken a hold of this team and are making sure that we don't get fat and sassy.
You're going to use that term now, aren't you?
I'm going to tell them right when we leave here.
You credit me, okay?
Yeah.
I got a copyright on that one.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Teddy?
Never a dull moment. I don't know if they were talking about barbecued ribs or Mino. I don't know. We'll ask him when he comes back onto the show here. But let's talk a little bit about Notre Dame. Of course, Notre Dame, they've been struggling this year. 1-4 on the season. They've been really close to picking up a couple of wins the last couple of weeks. Basically, their playoff run begins tonight. Mino had a chance to talk with their head coach, Mike Rader.
Well, thank you very much, Teddy. Well, Coach, first of all, we were just talking a little bit. Looked over your last 2 ball games, and you're not crying, you know, in your beer or anything like that. I probably don't even drink beer, but I'm just saying one of those things where 2 games that just slipped away that would have been 2 more wins in that column.
Yeah, our defense has been playing very well, and in both those games, I think the defense did well enough that we could have won the game, but our offense just hasn't been hitting on all cylinders at this point, and we at the times when we need to get an extra first down or get in the end zone, we haven't been able to do that.
Any reason? Can you see anything on film or on the sidelines?
No one reason. It's a combination of, you know, some missed assignments here and there and some good play by their defense at different times. And, you know, so it's all sorts of things. When there's 11 guys out in the field, it can be almost anything.
Well, right now, I mean, you could still make the playoffs. I mean, if you want to look that far ahead. But every ball game now is a really big game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, in some respects, if you want to look that far, this is the beginning of our playoffs, and so, hey, if that's the case, we get to play 5 playoff games, for this year, 4 playoff games. But, I mean, the reality is in the conversation we just had is they got to worry about the next play. They don't need to worry about anything past that, and they got to execute on play after play after play, and don't even think about the next play. Think about the play that they're in right now.
What do you see with Ashwaubenon when you watch them on tape?
They got some talented kids, kind of, at multiple levels of their defense. They got some big kids in the line specifically. They, offensively, they spread it out. They have, balanced the run and the pass pretty well. So you got to be prepared for all aspects of the game. And they're 5-0. They're doing very, very well at executing their stuff, and so it's another good challenge for us. Is
it okay with the kids that they're in this position? Because Notre Dame. For legendary as far as records over the years, right now, how are they handling that aspect of it?
Every year, you talk about the kids. The kids, don't have the same tenure that somebody like myself does. They're not okay with it. I mean, nobody at Notre Dame is okay with this. I think some of us who've been around longer are more not okay with it than the kids. But the group that's been around, when they were freshmen, we won a state champion, or we lost a state championship, and then we had 2 long playoff runs in the 2 years after that. So the expectation is that we're going to win, and we're not there right now, and it's eating at them.
I got a feeling you guys are come out pretty strong tonight. Just have that feeling.
I certainly hope so. I mean, that's what we've been talking about. That's what we've been working on, and you only get 9 games in the regular season, so you might as well just put them all out there every time you get a chance.
One last question: impressed with the Badgers at all this year?
I was at the game against Michigan, and anytime we beat Michigan, it's a great thing to see. Me and all my former teammates are out there. We were pretty happy after that game.
Congratulations. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Teddy?
All right, they are fired up here at Notre Dame Academy. Take a look at the student section. They are ready to go. Red, white, and blue. The band sounds outstanding. Looking forward to a great game tonight. Ashwaubenon, Notre Dame coming up at the top of the hour. This is Showdown. There's the band we were talking about. They sound outstanding tonight. They're getting ready for the big game. Ashwaubenon and Notre Dame coming up in just a few moments. Time to take a look at the starting lineups now, John.
Yep.
And we're going to start with the Ashwaubenon offense.
The Ashwaubenon Jaguars.
Yeah. They're doing pretty good, this 5-0 team, and we take a look at their offense. Caden Vang, their quarterback, leading the undefeated Jaguars. His favorite target, Luke Schrader. Sam Nguyen was second-team all-conference last year as a receiver, and Connor Ramich is their leading running back, John.
Tough running back, really tough. The quarterback likes to run as well. They got a really nice, balanced offense. They can throw it nice, but they don't depend on it, but they are averaging big numbers. Luke Schroeder right there, tell you what, he's averaging about 17 yards a catch. That's not too bad.
Luke who?
Schrader.
You're going to say that all
I
the time.
was joking around about that earlier. Oh, if Billy sees me, he's going to kill me.
Yeah, and of course, Luke Schrader is the son of
William Schrader.
Bill
Exactly.
Schrader, former Packer.
Wears the same number
He
in the green and gold.
He's a pretty good receiver as well. Let's take a look at the Ashwaubenon defense right now. This group, solid, holding teams to 10 points a game. They got some big guys up front, including senior Javon Smith, a nose tackle, 6'6", 300 pounds. Not sure if he's going to play tonight. Still, that's a game-time decision.
Right.
Kieran Bevins Green, a defensive end. He stands 6'1", 3.
Yes,
45.
they got some really big, tough kids here. They've been playing outstanding defense. I think that's been the one thing that they expected this year, because they got a lot of seniors, and their defense was expected to be real good. But when you have an entirely new offense, nobody knows how good that offense is going to be, but they picked it right up without missing a beat.
Notre Dame is led by quarterback Hogan Anderson. James Arrett handles the bulk of the run game for the Tritons, and Joel Mecklick, he's among the leaders along that line, coming off a all-conference season back in 2018.
Yeah, they're just missing something. I talked with Coach. He admits it. They're not quite sure what it is. They thought because this offensive line is a very veteran offensive line, they really thought they were going to be able to open up some holes. And the passing game is only about 43% completion rate right now, so they're just kind of scratching their heads, wondering why in the world isn't this offense better than it is.
Jack Kress has a sack. He's the leading tackler on this Triton team. Aaron Ronsman has a pick for the Tritons this year. Outside of the Bayport game, this unit holding teams to about 10 points a game. Yeah, throw out the Bayport game.
Throw that one out, exactly. Everybody's going to say that this year probably, but Kress is really having a great year. He's got 19 tackles, 16 of those, I believe, are solo. He's all over the field, number 34. Look for him. But again, all the way across the board, they're really doing a nice job of defense. And, you know, it's one of those things where these last 2 weeks, if they couldn't have gotten anything going offensively, they would have had 2 more wins.
Yeah. Well, we're getting closer, Johnny. We're about 10
sir.
minutes away from the kickoff. More of the postgame or the pregame show coming up.
Way to get ahead of yourself there, Teddy.
Let's do the game before we do the postgame show. Sounds good. All right, this is the pregame show on My New 32. Johnny with you. Last segment of our pregame show as we get ready for Ashwaubenon Notre Dame. You see the Notre Dame band, John? It's always good. You know, it doesn't take very long for the students to get back into the rhythm of things, especially when it comes to the band, does it?
Isn't that the absolute truth? You know what? High school sports without bands, it's just not the same, is it? I mean, you have to have a band at a high school sporting event. You just add such an atmosphere. It's incredible.
And on a Friday night here, you're in the final third of the season.
Big games. I mean, really
already.
big games. Yep. Absolutely.
All
Great
right.
night. You know, I was worried today. I mean, it was raining so hard this afternoon. And I thought, oh, man, what are we going to have tonight? But the weather's actually really nice right now. I don't know what Cameron's forecast is, but right now, I mean, it's actually fairly warm.
Yeah, thought we'd have a nice night. Hey, let's take a look at that Ashwaubenon schedule right now. Of course, 5-0 on the season and coming off a 38-10 win over Manitowoc Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln, which actually was having off to a pretty good start this year, but Showdown South is one of the teams that really surprised Notre Dame this year. That's another one of those games they thought would have been winnable. Preble, we saw them. They've got some nice football players on that team. Southwest, the disappointment this year. You know, Southwest has had such a nice streak going over the years. You just assume sometimes that they're just going to fill in the blanks with the guys that they lose and just stay status quo.
Take a look at that Notre Dame schedule now, and you see that first win of the season, and then 4 straight losses.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Bayport in there, but these last 2 losses,
right,
a 10-7 loss and a 12-10 loss, those were right down to the wire.
Right down to the absolute wire. And obviously they came out short in both of those ball games. What a difference it would make, obviously, if they had a couple of W's right there. But in talking with one of the assistant coaches before the game, the one that they actually look at more so than the others is Sheboygan South, because they just feel like they played their worst football humanly possible in that game. And they thought they were good enough to win that game, but they just played so bad. They just couldn't figure out why. It's been a little bit of a head-scratching season for Notre Dame this year. Plain and simple. They got better in offensive line, like we mentioned, but they're not running the ball that well. They're only completing about 43% of the passes. So, you know, a lot of things have to start working for them.
Now we'll take a timeout. Stay with us here as we listen to a prayer and then our national anthem.
May these athletes reflect the best use of their gifts. Keep them free from all injury and all harm. Bless all here present so that we may support these athletes through good sportsmanship. May we all leave this contest and return home safely. We ask this in your name, our God. Amen. Would you please rise, remove your caps, as we honor this great country of ours, with the singing of the national anthem by singer Monica Social Hernandez.
Those don't come out, do they?
Tonight's Showdown Game of the Week on My New 32 is brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit. Packerland Home Improvement, it's your home. Simon's Specialty Cheese, home of world champion cheeses. Cobison Buses, family pride in every ride. And Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's time for live coverage of high school football. It's week 6 of the regular season, and tonight we have two very surprising teams in the FRCC as Ashwaubenon visits Notre Dame Academy. Glad you could be with us, everyone. Ted Stefaniak alongside John Mino. We had a great pregame show if you're just joining us, and we are ready to kick things off. Notre Dame in their blue uniforms, kicking off to Ashwaubenon wearing their white jerseys and gold pants and helmet. Kick fielded near the 15-yard line and brought out by Antoine Polk. Out to about the 24-yard line. Johnny, keys to the game here for Ashwaubenon.
Well, keys to the ball game, obviously, Ashwaubenon has just continued to do what they've been doing. They've been playing really great defense. They've had a really nice offense in regards to just, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So you can't really key on any one person. Quarterback's doing a nice job, completing about 65% of his passes, 8 touchdowns. Ramage is a good running back. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. Luke Schrader, as I mentioned, averaging about 17 yards a catch. And then we'll talk defense later. But I'll tell you what, they're a pretty nice team. It's only given up 9 points in 5 games in the second half all season.
Vang rolling to his left, looking for Schrader down the field. Vang takes it himself. Takes a pretty good hit after he picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, nice job. He can run. He's not afraid to run at all. He's a good ball player. Hunter Soletsky making the stop for Notre Dame that time. You know what? We were talking in the pregame about coming out with a little bit of hunger. Looks like Notre Dame's coming after him pretty good early on. They blitzed that side from the far side and bringing some emotion to the ball game. Big Mr. Soletsky making the stop.
2nd and 3 coming up for the Jaguars, sitting on their own 32-yard line. A couple of receivers to the right this time. They'll try the run game. First run of the ball game, and Connor Ramage brought down, maybe lost the yard, John.
Yeah, rammed his way in there pretty good. Took a pretty good hit by Brayton Curtin early on. That's a pretty big size player. Curtin at 6'2", bounced off him, and then he recovered. But we've talked a little bit about him. Ramage coming into this ball game, their leading rusher. Just a tough, hard-nosed kid. But again, Ashwaubenon, with a whole new coaching staff from last year, put in a whole new offense. And thus far, man, you can't find a flaw with the results.
Sam Nguyen is the receiver, split to the near sideline this time on this 3rd and 4. Vang onto his tight end and has him. Kyle Krieger has the first down for Ashwaubenon.
Yeah, Krieger is one of his favorite receivers. 6'4", 195 pounds, only a junior. And those are nice throws. We've talked about that before. If you're a quarterback, just to get that early confidence, like in basketball, something you can relate to, getting that layup or that slam dunk, whatever you used to do. But but just getting that nice, safe first pass, just to get a little bit of that confidence going your way.
This is the first down of the ball game for Ashwaubenon. 5-0 coming into this game. They've already clinched a spot in the playoffs. They put Schrader in motion and then hand it off to Ramage up the middle, good for 6.
Yeah, that offensive line opened up a nice hole that time for Ramage for a gain of 5. That's like a perfect first down play. Nothing fancy, nothing dangerous, just straight ahead. Can you beat your man? That's what they did that time in 5 yards. A perfect pickup on first down.
This Notre Dame team, I'm talking about two surprising teams. Notre Dame comes in a bit surprising at 1-4 in the season, but they've been very good, especially on the defense, holding teams to about 10 points a game if you throw out that Bayport game. Ramage again gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Jack Kress, number 34, one of the first bodies in there. He's their leading tackler for the Tritons so far this season. Kress at 6 foot, 190. He's a senior. Plays some running back as well.
He picked up a yard that time. 3rd and 3. 3rd down on the 43-yard line. Just underway here in week 6 of the high school football season. From the shotgun this time, Vang has his receiver, connects with Schrader for the first time tonight, and that is another first down for the Jaguars.
Nice pass, nice route. Nice and crisp. Cut it off nice, just a down and out basically. And picked up about 2 yards more than they needed. But that's just nice precision. They just ran this play to perfection. And you say, well, a gain of 5, big deal. That wasn't a big deal because it was just timed perfectly.
Luke Schrader, 6'3" junior. Nice. You know, we talk about these good-looking targets. These big targets.
6'4" and 6'3", your targets.
Not to mention, he is the son of Bill Schrader, former Packer receiver. Vang rolls out
nice
on
ball.
the move, connects with Krieger again.
Boy, Vang was under pressure from the get-go that time. They did not buy the fake at all, and he threw a heck of a pass on a dead run. And now a no-huddle offense, they're bringing it right up to the line of scrimmage.
Notre Dame territory. They'll keep it on the ground this time. Good for another 3 yards. So that offense, very quick, very...
Wow. Once again, right to the line of scrimmage.
Right down the
no
field,
huddle.
Yeah. Ramich. Well, we talk about changing things up here at Ashwaubenon, and certainly doing that with the no huddle. Vang under pressure again. Turns it upfield. Found a little bit of a hole there. Nice vision by the young quarterback.
Well, he had vision. He had eyes in the back of his head because Judah Gartsky, number 50, was bearing down on him with everything he had, hoping that Vang would just pause maybe or break his stride a little bit because watch number 50. Look at him there. He is giving it everything he has before he is brought down by Kress and number 55, Soletsky.
This time Ashwaubenon will huddle up.
Boy, that set quite the tempo, though, didn't it? Going with those 3 or 4 plays in a row with no huddle.
I don't know if we've seen that this season on Showdown.
I don't think we have at all.
Always see something a little different. Vang under pressure again. Soletsky giving chase. Vang.
Nice pass
Wow.
once again. Did he hang on? Yes, he did.
Tell you what, great patience by Vang.
Outstanding composure. Man, once again, he had just defenders bearing down on him. And Martin Kernan doing a great job sticking with his route, and Vang just so accurate here. You can see why he's completing almost 65% of his passes.
Well, in our first look
And big
at
number 50 once again, Gartsky doing everything he can.
Gartsky and Soletsky.
Yep.
Look out. There's Ramich.
Nice job that time, the Notre Dame defense. Coming up to help make the stop, Will Zellner, number 20. A host of some others. So a gain of about 2.
Sitting on the 24-yard line. Vang takes the play from the sidelines. Now we'll relay the message to the huddle. Our first look at Ashwaubenon this season, and Vang, very impressive so far on their first drive of the game. Just under 6 minutes to play in this first quarter. Chewing up the clock on this drive. Vang again, chased out of that pocket. And wings one, and I think this one's going to be incomplete. Or did he catch it? No, he caught it.
He caught it. Wow, outstanding catch.
Thought the throw was low, but
It was low. He just did a nice job getting down, coming up with it.
so Ramich was the...
Nice job
Yeah.
once again. Wow. Connor Ramich coming out of the backfield that time. So 3rd and 4.
Receivers to the left this time. Sam Nguyen split wide. Schrader in the slot. Vang under pressure.
Wow.
Gets away from one tackler. Second one. The third one will not let him go. Brought down for the
Face
sack.
mask or something. Flag came in late. Cresta made the final stop. Wow, was he elusive though? Incredible. And you know what? He just keeps his eyes downfield, doesn't he, Ted? You're talking about the eyes in the back of his head?
This is a foul. Face Notre Dame, 15 yards. First down.
Who is our head official tonight?
Mr. Winky. Mr. Winky. Watch this. The big 55 comes bursting through once again. Soletsky does a great job getting around that. Yep. Unintentional, but that doesn't matter anymore. They threw that rule out.
So after the penalty, that moves the ball all the way up to the 14-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Schrader to the left. Handoff to Ramich up the middle to the line of scrimmage.
And that's about it. Brandon Curtin, number 40, and Kress making the stop that time. Curtin only a sophomore, 6'2", 185. It's a nice size to work with when you're about 15 years old, isn't it?
This is a good matchup.
It's a great matchup. I'll tell you what, I'm so impressed with this Vang. I know it's awfully early, although they've used up about 8 minutes off the clock.
So a 2nd and 10. Ball still sitting on the 14. Left side is wide open. Now they'll put a man in motion. That's Schrader. Vang to the right, looking near the end zone. It's Krieger. He's got the catch.
Boy, that is tough to defend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you put pressure on Vang, and he rolls out of the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, tremendously accurate, and finds his big tight end once again in Kyle Krieger. That was an impressive play. Krieger, as I mentioned, 6'4", 195.
Vang 6 of 6 passing tonight.
And I'm telling you, he's thrown it on a dead run. He's thrown it off his back foot. He threw it falling backwards that time. But the accuracy was still there.
3rd and 3, sitting on the 7-yard line. Vang looks left, rolls right. Keeps the play alive. Finds a man in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Ashwaubenon.
What a great job. I mean, these kids are just playing lights out. That was outstanding. Wow.
Another look at it. Vang keeping the play alive and keeps it alive for his fullback, Martin Kiernan.
Martin Kiernan, nice job coming out of the backfield that time. Once again, pressure on Vang, and he just kept those eyes downfield and threw a bullet pass to the white jersey.
So now on for the extra point, Mickey Kiernan, the brother of Martin. And Mickey puts it through the uprights. It's 7-0 Ashwaubenon. You're watching Showdown. Wow, did they use a lot of clock on their first drive of the game. Now under 4 minutes to play in this first quarter, but very effective drive at 7-0 Jaguars.
Well, we've seen teams do that as far as like chew up 7-minute drives, like Pulaski, but where they keep it all on the ground and the clock keeps running. They threw what, 7, 8, 9 passes?
7 passes. So Caden Vang goes 7 of 7 for 48 yards on that drive and then ends up throwing the touchdown pass to Martin Kiernan.
That ranks up there with the most impressive drives, quarterback-wise and receiver-wise, that we've seen all season. All season. Again, if we throw out the one-play 61-yard drives that we saw last week. Yeah. Forget those. Bayport's not in the equation. Anything we say.
Yes. Yeah, they were that good last week.
They were unbelievable.
So Mickey Kiernan just added that extra point to kick off. This one will be fielded at the 14. Flag comes in. We'll check out the flag when we come back. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Showdown on My New 30. So penalty goes against Notre Dame on that return.
By the way, that was Mickey Kiernan making the tackle on the play. It was his brother that scored the touchdown. And I believe there's another one watching long distance.
You bet. 5 brothers in that family. Mitchell. Marine, as Notre Dame runs their first play of the game.
And that is just a big swarming defense for Ashwaubenon on that first play of the ball game. I mean, they've just brought the house that time. Big number 75, Josh Witt is in there, 6'3", 270 pounds. Only a sophomore, still growing. Big defensive line for Ashwaubenon.
Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. Ball sitting on the 13-yard line. Ashwaubenon ready to bring the pressure. They'll back off for a second. Now the handoff. Trying to come to the near sideline, and not much happening there. That time, James Arrett.
Top form tackle. Form tackle type. Mitchell Opperman, number 22, just comes up, gets his head on the other side. Perfect training type tackle.
Simon's Cheese is our instant replay sponsor tonight. Simon's is the home of multiple world champion cheeses. Simon's Cheese, located off of Highway 41 at the Little Chute exit. Stop there today.
And excuse the scratching sounds. I get so bit up by mosquitoes down in that pregame.
3rd and 7. Big play here for Notre Dame early in the game. They go to the air, and that's almost picked off, but broken up.
Looked like a pretty good ball when it took off.
Levi Hain was the man that almost had the pick, wearing number 34 for Ashwaubenon.
Levi Hain read this one perfectly, got right into the passing lane. It looked like the receiver was open momentarily, and then Hain just kind of snuck in there at the last second.
So a 4th down coming up here, deep in their own territory. The Tritons forced to punt.
You know, they started this out with a penalty on the kickoff, and talked with one of the assistant coaches, said the goal tonight, don't hurt yourselves. They've done that so much this year. You know, penalties when you don't need them and different things like that, but unfortunately it happened for them on the very first play.
Walczek with the punt.
Wow, nice job.
Fielded by Polk, and Polk into Notre Dame territory. We'll take another timeout. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. First and 10 on the Notre Dame 47 is where Ashwaubenon begins their second drive of the game, and they keep it on the ground.
Ramich with the carry that time. Max Healy, number 8, one of the guys in on the stop. 5'10 and a half, 170-pound senior linebacker for Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't know what kind of an offense this is, what you want to call it, but it's
effective.
It is. Yeah, let's just call it that, because we haven't seen a team throw this much all season. We haven't seen 7 passes completed by one team in the first quarter all season.
2nd and 8. Oh, looking for Schrader, and that one is almost picked off. It hit the shoulder pads of Schrader, bounced up in the air. Pretty good effort there. It was Jack Kress that almost came up with it.
Well, it's an outstanding pass once again. Vang had time that time, stood strong in the pocket, made the throw. Should have been a completion. So the first miscue for Ashwaubenon. Vang, 5'11", 160, only a junior. So 3rd and 8.
Vang from the shotgun.
Screen.
And has his man, Kiernan again.
Set up nicely, but nice defense at that time. Kress and Aaron Ronsman coming over to make the stop. Ronsman, 5'8", 140. He's a senior defensive back. Looked like they had something going. Kress upped it out first, and then Ronsman comes over and finishes him off. So it was a big recovery for Notre Dame, actually, after that disastrous first series. And then the interception.
Did a good job holding Ashwaubenon on this one. Low snap.
Look
and
out.
Trouble. Here comes the pressure. And a big loss.
Boy, that punter did not have a chance that time. I mean, that thing was just on the
Josh
ground
Miller.
as soon as he got to it. He didn't have a prayer. Henry Weed, number 56, making the stop, or making the tackle, I guess you just call it.
Well, we're not expecting any weather up here tonight. I just got word that Ripon is in a delay right now. They've had a lightning strike even down there, so they are actually in a delay. So
I don't mind the rain, but when you get those lightning strikes, you have to stop it for, what, 20 minutes or
half hour.
Half an hour.
After
Wow.
the last lightning strike.
I remember one time we went till 4 in the morning. Remember that?
No, we didn't go to 4 in the morning. It only felt like 4 in the
That was
morning.
at Ashwaubenon.
Well, that one I think we did go to 3.
Oh, yeah, we did. At least you and I went to 4 in the morning.
We won't talk about that on this
I'm
first
just
and
saying.
10 from the 42. Triton's on the ground. Eric near the 30-yard line. Nice little run here for the Tritons.
Eric got some nice blocking that time. Runs with determination. Really keeps the knees up. Got a nice lead block that time. Nice job right there. That's been their best play of the ball game so far.
I don't think we're going to see a lot of Eric tonight. The passing game has struggled for Notre Dame this season, and Eric has just been a workhorse. 130 carries coming into this game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a big bulk of their offense. Really, truly has. That just put some more life into the crowd here, didn't it? That one play. As we're down to 26 seconds in the first quarter.
Flying by. So a first down, ball sitting on the 30. A couple receivers to the left side this time. Under center. And
Delay.
Anderson.
Yep.
Dead ball. Delay game. Offense. 5 yards.
Against those
First down.
unforced errors that has haunted Coach Rader's team this year.
Well, it gives you a chance to talk about the game clock and how they count
Right.
the back judge.
Yes. Interesting how they do it this year with the 40 seconds. Obviously,
arm goes straight up.
Straight up.
At 10 seconds remaining.
Yep.
And then with
But
the last 5 seconds, they count it off. So a 5-yard penalty backs them up. First and 15, ball in the 35 now. 4 receivers in this set. A handoff. Eric bounces off one receiver and then wrapped up for a loss.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get by big number 58. The big fellow there just brought it. Kobe Harris, 6'4", 245 pounds. Has a huge, huge body out there. They've got some other big bodies. Number 61, Kieran Blevins Green. They weren't sure he was going to play tonight. He's 6'1", 345 pounds. Not a misprint. 6'1", 345 pounds.
First quarter comes to an end. We've got a good one so far. Jaguars leading the Tritons 7-0. This is Showdown. Back at Notre Dame Academy, start of the second quarter where Ashwaubenon leads Notre Dame 7-0. Notre Dame with the ball, a 2nd and 17 on the 37 of Ashwaubenon. Little screen pass to Aaron. Aaron turning on the Jets.
Boy, he's got jets, doesn't he, Ted? Wow, he caught that one on a dead run, had a head of steam going, brings those knees high. Taking him around and either via the pass or run has been their biggest offensive weapon so far. Nice pass. I know it's a short little swing pass, but he hit him in stride. You know, a lot of times you see that pass, and the guy has to sort of turn and catch it off his hip. Got that one right in perfect stride. So 3rd and about 7. from the 27.
Two receivers to the right this time. So deep into that play clock. Hogan looks right, now turns the other way and takes a big hit as he goes out of bounds.
It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. He was diving for that marker. He'd have to get right to the 20. And he got the first down. It was that last little pop, putting his helmet down. That was a nice run by the quarterback, and he's a big kid. I mean, he's big and strong. So he doesn't have a problem putting his helmet down. 6'4", 190 pounds, plays some linebacker as well. And they got the first down.
Like Andrew Fabry from a few years ago.
Oh, wow. You're going way back. Way back. Wow. Who now, I believe, has the job that you would love more than anything in the world.
Absolutely.
Wow, nice run. Nice job of Will Zellner weaving and bobbing inside there.
Yeah.
Take it inside the 10-yard line to about the 9.
You're really close to a first down. I think he's got it. He does.
By the way, we're talking about Fabre, owns a brewery, right?
Yes, he does.
Very successful.
Yes, it is.
You are a huge fan of brewing your own.
We can't talk about
Well,
that
I'm not.
in a high school game.
I'm sorry, okay. I mean, yours is non-alcohol. You have those non-alcohol hops.
We're just going to stop there on this first and goal at the 9.
All right, yes, we shall.
Smet was the man in motion. Arrett chopped down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, coming up quick that time. Mitchell Opperman, number 22.
Did a nice job to get a yard out of it.
Right, but he read that play perfectly, though. Whatever his key was, he was in there so fast. It was incredible.
Second and goal.
I believe his key was if the guard pulls, shoot that gap. And that's what happened. Is that Matt Patricia, head coach of the Lions?
Yeah, he works over here during the week.
Can't get enough football.
Yeah. Who can?
Good point.
Second and goal from the 8 this time. Aaron in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Try the left side. Trying to bounce it outside, but the Ashwaubenon defense was having nothing to do with that.
Right, well, that's the success they've had so far. But that time, Evan Vander Elsen made the stop. 6'3", 210 pounds. It's a big linebacker. He's also their punter.
Third and goal.
This is big right here. Third and goal. Okay, can I say it? Yes or no? Can I just get it out?
It's kind of early.
Yes or no?
Go ahead.
I would think it's 4-down territory.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens here on third down.
Yes, we shall. And we got timeout is what we got.
Timeout. And we'll take a break as well. We'll talk to you about that during the break. Here we go. It's Showdown on my new 32. Ashwaubenon leading the Tritons of Notre Dame 7-0. 9:34 remaining here in the first half, but Tritons on the doorstep, getting their first points of the game.
We're talking about this Ashwaubenon defense. They are stout, and they come up fast and do a great job of recognition, the one thing I've really noticed so far. So let's see if Notre Dame gets it here. If not, see if they opt to try to put it through the uprights.
Third and goal from the 9. And this time they'll try a different running back as they go with Zellner.
Nathan Moynihan didn't have anything to, or he had everything to do with that play not working. He didn't take that fake at all. 6'2", 220-pound linebacker, only a junior. A lot of big underclassmen on this team. You notice that for Ashwaubenon?
Yeah, good and young.
Good and big, good, big, and young. Not a bad combination.
So, 4-down territory, my friend.
Here we go.
Anderson under center this time. Give to Zellner, and Zellner hit in the backfield, and they will stop them. Turnover on downs. We'll step away. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. Ashwaubenon takes over on downs. They'll start on their own 2-yard line.
Looking
And Van
deep.
goes up top on the near sideline looking for Schrader, and that one broken up. Nice job that time.
Ben Smet. Yeah, Ben Smet stayed with him step for step that time, trying to make the big play early on, but Smet stayed with him step for step. Smet 5'10", 165. Schrader 6'3", 190. And Notre Dame players hurt on the sidelines, and they're moving him further back off the field. Yeah,
we'll keep it here.
They've been working on him for a little bit here.
Yeah, and they were trying to move him further
Right.
away from the field, and the official said no for safety reasons.
Right,
They're
move
just
him
going to
further.
hold things up.
Yep.
We'll take the time to get him where he needs to be. So we don't
get
put him in
trampled.
jeopardy. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Smart move.
Yeah.
We hope he's okay. We've seen enough injuries this year.
So second down. Still on their own 2. Give up the middle here, and the run here is going to be close to a first down, and then a flag comes in.
Another face mask, maybe? I'll be honest with you, I got faked out on that one. I was looking at the dive up the middle.
The officials aren't going to bail us out on that one.
No.
Like they did last week.
I know, right? Having them do over. Looks like it might be against Ashwaubenon. As the referees discuss it.
Very late in the run.
Just hope it doesn't have to go to New York for review.
Oh, they're already looking at it.
Are they looking at it?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? You were at the game last night.
I was.
What was the reaction when they threw the challenge flag and they said it wasn't pass interference, despite the fact he was in the guy's face?
Well, it wasn't a positive reaction from half the crowd.
People probably don't realize the guy walked out with the big camera is Teddy Stefaniak at the Packer games.
That one camera.
Here's what
on
12
the
of
nationally
them.
televised game.
Right.
12, my goodness, 12 on one
Got
side.
an invert and whistle. Also, we have a personal foul face on the defense.
One face. Okay. Yep.
First down.
So 2 face masks and a delay of game so far for Notre Dame. And again, that's the one thing the coaches stressed before the game. Ashwaubenon's good enough. Don't do them any favors. No unforced errors.
.8:34 remaining in this first half.
We're talking about that size for Ashwaubenon. They've got him on both sides of the field. I mean, big number 76, Jesse Nowak. It's just huge. It's about 300 pounds. There's some big football players down there.
Deep into the play clock again for Ashwaubenon. Keep it on the ground, and look at that defense of the Tritons swarming.
Joe Meglick, about 6'2 and a half, 170, number 79, in on the stop for Notre Dame that time. A little bit of a delay that didn't seem to work. Nice job that time. Big Joel. So 2nd and 10.
Bang.
Open.
Finds Ramage. Trying to keep it alive.
Fighting, he absolutely made the first guy miss, but then there were 5 white shirts right after him. Ashwaubenon doing a really nice job. Or excuse me, Bayport. Excuse me. Notre Dame doing a really nice job of swarming defensively so far in tonight's game. I'm a little surprised they've changed the offense a little bit here in the second quarter, though. You notice that, Ted? I mean, Vang threw, what, 8 passes in that first quarter?
He was
for 8,
7
of 7
on that touchdown drive.
Basically trying to keep it on the ground this quarter.
Well, they ran off almost
8 minutes, right?
on that opening drive. Vang under pressure. Keeps it alive. Down the field he goes. Who's he going to? Oh, he's looking for
Schrader. He had a step, but the ball went further downfield towards the left. Wow, that was an exciting-looking play.
Daniel Hornacek back there, too, was...
Yeah, nice job on the part of the Triton defense that time, staying with their guys.
Yeah, number 21, Hornacek, giving it a try for the interception. Yeah, he's disappointed he didn't come up with it.
But early on, it looked like he was running free. So another punt for Ashwaubenon. Another low snap. Partially blocked or just a squib? I'm not sure.
Out at the 20. We'll talk about it when we come back. This is Showdown. First and 10 on the 20 for Notre Dame as they begin this drive. After that punt. Oof. 3-yard pickup. So I'm not sure if that punt was tipped.
Yeah, I was trying to, I'm not sure if it was either. But either way, it was another really low snap, and they really had to get it off in a hurry. Number 62, Corey Marino, in the stop at that time for Ashwaubenon. Get him about 3.5.
A lot of folks tuning in around the country watching this game. Of course, we talked about the Marines down in Arizona.
Port Huachuca.
Mitchell Kiernan.
Number 20, Noah Leesgang. First one to wrap him up. Any relation to Dean?
Dean Leesgang? Well, he does have a son, Noah, but I don't think he's on. He goes to Seymour.
I think he's in. Is it Seymour or Pulaski? Seymour? Yeah, they're pretty proud of their local Seymour roots, aren't they?
And a former Triton tuning in tonight.
Who's that?
Nate Eilenfeld.
Great running back a few years back.
For Notre Dame, now playing for St. Norbert. They're on the road. They've got a game at Monmouth tomorrow.
Having another nice season, huh?
They always do. 5 minutes to go in this first half. And Anderson, that pass is broken up.
Big play coming in there right off the bat. Evan Vander Elzen, who all of a sudden has really been making some big plays. Big kid, like I said, 6'3", 210 pounds. It's a guy to look at if you're a college recruiter when you're that active. Big night here at Notre Dame with the Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah, big weekend. The induction will actually be tomorrow night, but they'll be honoring the inductees at halftime tonight. Talk about some of those.
You know, you've been doing this a long time, Teddy, when guys that you covered their games are now in the Hall of Fame. Joe Walker being one of them. That's a great player here.
So with a fourth down here, Notre Dame will punt it away.
Nice high booming punt. Wow.
Bounces at the 45 and then down.
That was an outstanding punt. Sam Geel with the punt.
We'll keep it here for the rest of the half now. 4:45. Again, nice game. We thought this would be a competitive game. And
right.
This Notre Dame team, even though they're 1-4 on the season, very close to picking up a couple of wins, especially in the last 2 weeks.
Right, no question.
Certainly led by their defense.
So 1st and 10 from the 46 for Ashwaubenon.
Bang.
It's a little more of what we saw in the first quarter.
Kiernan.
Nice gain of about 6. Just a little pitch and catch, rolling out, putting it into your man's hands. Martin Kiernan has had a big ball game so far. 5'9", 180-pound senior, fullback, linebacker.
I know Martin's dad, Wayne, big youth football coach. Pretty excited to see. He's got his last 2 sons playing.
Right now, after all 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
Tough run.
Battling for
Really
the first down. They're going
run.
to say a knee was down.
Yeah, Connor Ramage again, though, 5'9", 170. He runs bigger than he is. One of those types.
Yeah. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Man, that offensive line, the size for Ashwaubenon is pretty amazing. As I mentioned, Jesse Nowak, number 76, 6'4", 300 pounds. There's some monsters on that line. And I will not say 4-down territory.
Because it's 3rd down.
Exactly.
Bang
Play action.
Keep it himself, looking for that first down. Dives ahead. He's going to be really
got
close.
it. Yep.
I would think he's got it here,
That
too.
last dive got it for him.
Well, you're looking right down the line.
That's what I mean. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yep, he's got it. First down.
I mean, I think the officials were looking up at you.
They did. They were. And I was pointing. I'm like, yep, first down, first down. Did you caught that, huh?
I did.
We have like a secret little thing, and a lot of times they do that.
I enjoyed your conversation with Coach Brian Richkowski.
Yeah.
Talking about fat and sassy.
He said he never
at
heard that
5
term
and 0.
before.
5 and 0.
How could somebody
Teams
have
feeling
not
fat and
heard that
sassy.
term before?
Ramage busts through the line. He's got nobody in front of him to take it down from the side.
Nobody in front of him, but he had one behind him, and that was Will Zellner. Number 20, Zellner making the touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Yeah, when he got through that hole, I didn't know if anyone was going to be able to catch up to him. But
Like
Zellner's
right
got some
there.
speed.
Yep, look at Zellner close. Big tackle.
So a fresh set of downs. Ball sitting on the 16-yard line. Ashwaubenon looking for their second score of the night with 2:15 remaining in the first half. Ramage again.
Big hole that time.
It's a nice push from his line.
Yeah, but
About
again,
an 8-yard pickup,
again,
maybe more.
You know, it looked like he put his shoulders down expecting contact, but there was such a hole. He didn't have any early on. Look at that. Great job blocking. Nice job blocking.
Was Kiernan in there?
Absolutely. Martin Kiernan, number 25, doing a great job blocking that time. Again, not the biggest, 5'9", 180, but playing bigger than he is. That's been one of the keys for Ashwaubenon, is just the offside blocking by their other running back.
So this is a 2nd and 2 from the 8.
Ramage again.
Steady diet of Ramage,
Absolutely.
and he is into the end zone. Touchdown. I had to wait for it, Kennedy.
I know, buddy. And again, Martin Kiernan leading the way, number 25, an isolation play where they isolate him against the linebacker. He led the way and opened the doors.
Tell you what, great job by the line on this drive.
Look at that. Absolutely. Nice stretch with the football. Impressive drive that time for Ashwaubenon.
Yeah, that is on the far side of the field for us, and a great job by Ramage to reach out, grab that pylon with the ball. Touchdown. Second one of the night for the Jaguars. Now, Mickey Kiernan on for the extra point. Big leg is good. 14-0 Ashwaubenon with 1:26 remaining in this first half.
Well, Ted, they went back a little bit more to that play-action passing game, the one that was so successful in the first quarter. Had a couple of series where they're mainly on the ground. Notre Dame did a great job of snuffing those out. But once again, right here, you're getting the good pass blocking. You're getting the good lead blocking. Also big number 75. Did a nice job, Josh Witt, for Ashwaubenon on that play. And that was a textbook drive that they put together right there, mixing it up between the run, the pass, and then the play-action pass.
Well, again, our first look at this 5-0 Ashwaubenon team, and really
They're for real.
Quite impressive.
They are for real. There's no question about that. They're not doing it with mirrors.
Well, like you said, what we saw from the first drive to the second drive and then this third drive,
Right.
Quite a difference.
Exactly, absolutely. But it seems like their bread and butter is when they run the play action, and when the play action's successful, then the run game becomes successful. And that's the way they alternated at that time. Notre Dame has had that one really nice drive where they ended up where it's about the 2-yard line. And then Ashwaubenon took over again. So Notre Dame's going to have to try to get something going here with a $1:26 left in the first half. Nice kick.
Fielded at the 10-yard line.
Oh, wow. That was
returned by Zellner.
Wow.
Zellner had that touchdown-saving tackle a little bit earlier. 14-0. Ashwaubenon leading the Tritons. And, of course, our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Packerland Home Improvement. Quality window and door replacement since 1973. It matters. It's your home.
Another score here.
Yeah.
Menasha and Westy Pier.
Big one tonight in the Bay.
5:15 left of the second quarter. Westy Pier leads Menasha 21-14.
There you go. A couple of undefeated teams. Already clinched playoff spots. Notre Dame beginning this drive on their own 30. And Errett right up the middle. Nice way
nice
to start
hole.
this one.
Absolutely. Again, he hits that hole so quick, and he runs with determination. Just did a great job that time. He got a nice lead block there as well by number 24. Sam Schmid leading the way. So when you're a high school running back, blocking is about every bit as important as... It'd be nice in the pros if they had a blocking back. They could score from the one.
Wow. Didn't go there.
I'm going there, buddy.
Less than 24 hours. Anderson in trouble, taken down for a loss.
Little indecisive that time. Wasn't sure if anybody was open downfield.
Sure, guy Vanden.
Yeah, he's having just a fantastic first half. Evan Vandenelson just staying with it, not buying the fake, making an open field tackle.
Timeout will stop the clock with 39 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well played, the well played first half. Very crisp. Few penalties, but nothing major.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this Ashwaubenon offense with Vang, with what he does, and the great job of his running backs, Ramich, and the great receivers, this is a formidable team. And a nice defense.
Yeah, no, this has been a very impressive showing so far for Ashwaubenon, but a lot of football to go and just a 2-score game. Of course, next week we got another big one. We're going back to the Northeastern Conference. That's a fun conference to go to. You see two of the top teams.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
5-0 on the season. Little Chute 4-1 on the season.
Yeah.
So a huge game next week in the Northeastern Conference. It's been a while since we've seen either team, and it's been a while since we've been to Freedom.
Have we ever?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't think I was
years
doing
ago.
it when we
I
did.
think you were. I don't think
Really?
you remember that.
I do not.
Many years ago.
A lot of things I don't remember.
So looking forward to that game next week. Here it's 2nd and 12 from the 39. Anderson.
Look out.
Passes Eric. Tell you what, Eric did a great job concentrating.
When I said look out was because there was a DB and there was a linebacker converging on him right off the bat. He comes up limping. Watch this. Right there. Yep. Those are so dangerous, those kind of plays. When you got to have your head looking back for that ball and you know defenders are coming right up on you.
Just to concentrate on catching
Oh
that ball.
my gosh,
Not look
knowing
up
you're going to take
what's
a pop. You bet.
Yeah.
I don't like those kind of plays.
And now here comes another player off the field as well for Notre Dame. So a couple guys shaking up. That time Meglick also coming off the field to be checked out.
One of their big guys too, 6'2 and a half. Meglick coming out. So 3rd and 9. 25 seconds left to play first half.
Clock starts back up. Anderson looks downfield. Here comes the pressure. Still coming and taken down.
Staying with him that time, just chasing him down. Nate Kelly, number 81. Another big kid, 6'2", 180.
And they will just let the clock run out, and we have reached halftime as you get another look at Hogan Anderson looking downfield, looking to make something happen, but the first half comes to a close. Good game here in the FRCC in week 6 of the high school football season. Ashwaubenon looking to move to 6-0 on the season. They've got a 14-0 lead over Notre Dame. The halftime show is coming up next. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. It is halftime, and the halftime show brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide and no challenge flags are needed. Search vehicles starting at $4,900 at GandrudWest.com. It is an alumni weekend and also a Hall of Fame induction ceremony going on tomorrow for Notre Dame Academy. Tonight, some of the inductees here on the field. Let's take a listen to the introductions for the incoming class of 2019.
Harlan from Notre High School, 1978, in the arts. Jeff Captain, Abbott Pennings High School, 1981, education. Colonel Lester Rentmeester, St. Norbert High School, 1937, military. Joe Pierre, Notre Dame Academy, 24, in science. The individuals being inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame are Brian Buss from Monte High School, 1982. Todd Danon, Abbott Pennings High School, 1973. Jenny Everson Wahlberg, St. Joseph Academy, 1979. Kevin Hubelmans from Monterey High School, 1973. Laura Sesselman, Notre Dame Academy, 2001. Joe Walker, Notre Dame Academy, 2004. The individuals being inducted in the Legends Hall of Fame are Fred Dillon, coach. John Zagers, Abbott Pennings High School, 1970, coach. Sister Ella Castor, CSJ, St. Joseph Academy, 1943, faculty. Helen Rentz, faculty. Finally, the 3 teams being inducted in the 2019 Hall of Fame class of inductees are State Championship Notre Dame Academy Girls Golf, 2006. With us today, we have Brian Babinski, Morgan Hireman,
Hall of Fame inductees. Big weekend here for Notre Dame Academy.
A couple of things that are interesting. Joe Walker, who's standing out there at midfield with the green coat on. I remember doing his game at this field. Might have been against Ashwaubenon, if I'm not mistaken, when he took one about 80 yards. Remember that? He was outstanding. I think he could have had a great college career, had some injuries which curtailed it. But Joe Walker. At Wisconsin. Yeah. Joe Walker was the real deal on this football field right here. We had a lot of fun covering his games. One other gentleman, and congratulations to all these inductees. One other gentleman, they said his name, and he's not out there right now. Lester Rentmeester. Okay? Lester is 100 years old. He was a bomber pilot in World War II, went through amazing things. He's in one of my books, but he's also a star quarterback at Notre Dame High School, all right? And or I think it was St. Norbert High School at that time. St. Norbert High School. And the Wisconsin head coach spoke at their football banquet, and he talked to him about coming down and playing for him, but he was too skinny. He said, put on some weight, and we'll bring you on the team. Well, then the war started, so he couldn't do it. But that was the thing for and it's so great. He's 100 years old. He's being honored here tonight. I just think that's fantastic.
Absolutely. Big weekend here at Notre Dame and a big game. Ashwaubenon leading the Tritons 14-0. It's halftime. We'll be back after this timeout. Back at Notre Dame Academy, it is halftime, and Ashwaubenon leads the Tritons 14-0. A couple of touchdowns, one in each quarter for the Jaguars, and they've got a 2-score lead on the Tritons. Still plenty of time left in this one. Week 6 of the high school football season continues in the second half. Our halftime show continues after this timeout. $14-0. Ashwaubenon leads Notre Dame. Johnny, let's take a look at some of those first half highlights.
Let's do it. With that first drive for Ashwaubenon was absolutely amazing. Almost 8 minutes off the clock after they took the football, and they just drove down. Bank was 7 of 7, did a great job under pressure the entire time, but kept his composure, did a great job. Finding Martin Keenan in the back of the end zone. 7-yard touchdown pass, 7-0. Then the next time, late in the second quarter, this Ramish 8-yard run takes it in for the score. Tell you what, that was an impressive performance on the part of Ashwaubenon in that first half. That's a nice football team.
Nice job, and we've seen this Triton defense look pretty good at times.
No question about it.
They're going to have to step up again here in the second half. They trail by 2 touchdowns. Second half action coming up after this timeout. The halftime show has been brought to you by Gander and West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide, and no challenge flags are needed. Search vehicles starting at $4,900 at GandredWest.com. Second half starts after this timeout. Back at Ted Fritsch Stadium here at Notre Dame Academy, where Ashwaubenon leads Notre Dame 14-0. Getting ready to start the second half. Ted Stefaniak, John Bynum with you. Taking a look at some of the stats, John. Ashwaubenon outgaining Notre Dame 135 yards to 87 yards. That's overall total yardage in this game. Would you say Ashwaubenon had more yards passing than rushing in that first half?
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm going to say passing.
They had more yards rushing, 73 yards rushing, 62 yards passing. And I can see why you think that, because Caden Vang has been terrific. 10 of 13 passing tonight, 62 yards in that touchdown pass. Connor Ramich doing the job on the ground, 13 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown run. Hogan Anderson, 2 of 4 passing for Notre Dame with 13 yards, but James Arrett, 8 carries, 49 yards for the Tritons.
Yeah, Arrett's been the mainstay offensively for Notre Dame. But again, Ashwaubenon, the thing I like about them is their play-action passing. They do such a great job. They very seldom just go straight back and pass. Everything's out of the shotgun. But on every play, there's some kind of a fake. You have to respect, when you have running backs like Ramage, you have to respect when he puts the ball in his gut, whether or not he's going to pull it. Because if he gives it to him, he can do some serious things with the football.
And have to thank Notre Dame once again. The only place we come where we get our own computer and stats monitor here for a high school football game. Just outstanding. And we are underway here in the second half. Notre Dame receiving, and that was Will Zellner with the return.
So we'll see what Notre Dame does. They had one really nice drive, ended up on the 2-yard line. They had a 4th and about 5 or 6, and they picked up about 4 of those and ended up on the 2. That was their best drive of the ball game. And again, they did it. Their bread and butter play was the end sweep with Arndt. That's the one that really did the most damage offensively for Notre Dame.
We'll see what they can do here in the second half. They've struggled offensively throughout the season. Got to get things rolling here in this second half. The handoff up the middle, and not Ramich, but it is Arrett again with the carry for the Tritons.
Yeah, as we mentioned, he's been their bread and butter in this ball game. I think they want to start out. Coach Rader, I think he was really frustrated with one of the facts in that first half. They had 3 major penalties. Those are actually 4 because one was on a kickoff.
4 for 46 yards.
4 penalties, and that was one thing they really stressed this week. Don't do anything to hurt yourself.
And Ashwaubenon has played penalty-free so far in this ball game.
That was a difference.
Arrett hit in the backfield.
Oh, nice play, getting in quickly that time. Riley Neeson, number 32 for Ashwaubenon. Smelled that play out nicely. 5'8", 170-pound linebacker. One of those things, too, where Ashwaubenon, I've mentioned this before, they really do a nice job at recognizing plays and closing in a hurry. They've done a great job studying film this week. Learning the tendencies, how those little things that make such a difference. They're reacting. They're not like sitting back and catching guys. They're reacting. Really aggressive defense.
They've got some big games coming up on their schedule to get where they want to go. 3rd and 8 now for the Tritons. Fake that.
Look out.
Aaron, look out. You bet. Sack.
Well, that young man, we've mentioned his name a bunch. Evan Vanden Elzen. Again, 6'3", 210 pounds. He came from the blind side. Untouched. Lights out. You didn't have a quarterback, doesn't have a chance when that happens. That's got to be a college prospect right there, isn't it? It's got to be.
Great size and speed.
Wow. By the way, you mentioned Ted Fritsch Field earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. When I had the little trivia competition with you a few weeks back, when I said name 2 guys that had played in the NFL at the exact same time.
Yes.
Both from Green Bay. All right. Nice punt. Another nice punt by Sam Geel.
Bounces at the 45. And Notre Dame.
47.
Ashwaubenon will start there when we come back. This is Showdown. We'll pick that up when we come back.
Okay, yeah, I know we will.
We'll be right back. 1st and 10 on the Notre Dame 47 is where Ashwaubenon starts this drive. They go right to the ground, and Ramage picks up where he left off in that first half, a 7-yard pickup.
Connor Ramage once again gets good blocking. See that nice hole there? This is an outstanding blocking team for Ashwaubenon. Just absolutely outstanding run blocking team. I'll continue with that Ted Fritz story in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to
bet
that.
you are.
2nd and 3. Receivers to the left. Another handoff. And a first down for Ashwaubenon.
And again,
still pushing forward and finally down inside the 30. Wow. Another 6, 7, 8 yards on that extra push.
And again, that offensive line staying with it. But number 25, once again, Martin Kiernan, absolutely did a great job with the lead block. Stays with him. Comes in, gives him a little. See him right there, number 25, with the extra push he's given him. He's right in the middle of that scrum, leading the way.
Ramage gets through the hole and still on his feet and into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, that was a statement drive right there. They just came out and ran the football every play, ran it straight between the tackles. Ashwaubenon just came out that time and said, you know what, we're going to set a tone for the second half. We're going to play smash mouth football, and did they play it right there? Wow. Again, I'm not trying to overstate this, but again, right behind number 25 with the lead block that took out the first man.
On a 30-yard run that time for Ramage, his second touchdown of the ball game. Nicky Kiernan on for the extra point. And
nice leg. Wow. Sends it
good.
off into the night.
You bet. 21-0. Ashwaubenon leads Notre Dame. We'll be back after this timeout.
But there's
21-0. Ashwaubenon leads Notre Dame.
There's something that's
here in the third quarter. 8:30 remaining in this third quarter. Mino doing his own trivia with the crowd here. So, John, we got a second before the kickoff.
Yes.
Let's.
We've got the fans involved in this.
The fans are involved.
Okay. Two guys in the 70s from Green Bay that played in the NFL at the same time. One is kind of obvious, Jerry Taggy. And then the other, what's the name of this field?
Ted Fritz.
Ted Fritz Jr. was a center for the Atlanta Falcons. And his dad was Ted Fritz that this field is named after.
There you go.
So that's my trivia. How's that?
I like it.
Okay.
How many weeks have you been working on that trivia?
Well, somebody actually, after that game, somebody texted me, said, hey, you forgot about Ted Fritz Jr. Yeah. And he's like, his dad has the stadium named after him at Notre Dame. So there you go.
There you go.
Thought I'd throw that one in there for you, buddy.
I like it.
Yep.
Love it.
And this press
and
box.
crowd participation.
I know we got the crowd actually joining in on this one. And actually this press box, very, very nice press box. Bob Knoll Memorial Press Box. Bob Knoll, of course, legendary equipment manager for the Green Bay Packers for so many years. It's unbelievable. And I'm glad they honored him. He did so much for youth in this area as well.
Right now, Notre Dame trying to get something going on offense. No points on the board. They trail 21-0. They start this drive on their own 36. Garrett. Good to see him stay in the game. Hobbled off that last drive.
He took a pretty hard shot in that swing pass. Yeah, defensive back and a linebacker converging on him on the same time. I like the way he runs, though. Nice play by Riley Nissan, making the stop that time. He's made a bunch, but nice 5-yard gain.
A little bit of Eilenfeld from a few years ago.
Yes, Nate Eilenfeld had a little stint at the University of Washington.
Yep.
Preferred walk-on there, and he came back to St. Norbert.
2nd and 5. Zellner
gets a couple when he should have lost a couple. Stayed with it.
Nate's studying some business and marketing over at St. Norbert now.
And he was your intern,
He was
right?
my intern this summer.
Doing what?
Doing whatever I told him to do.
But what line of work was that?
Well, we were working at a photography studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't know you're a professional photographer.
Well, I'm not there anymore.
Okay. So I was thinking about doing some modeling shots.
And that's why I got out of photography.
All right. Thought maybe I could get a break on the price.
There you go. 3rd and 4. But anyway, Nate did a great job this summer.
Timeout.
And a timeout here by Coach Rader. So we'll step away as well. You've got a challenge on your trivia. We'll find out when we come back. This is Showdown. Back at Notre Dame Academy, and we're looking across the field, and
Right.
fog's starting to roll in a
little
bit here.
foggy out here all of a sudden.
Foggy, maybe like your trivia question.
No. My trivia question was legit. I'm being challenged by people in the stands that
never happens.
Dan Benning and Aaron Stecker should be the correct answers. But I told them anything within
You
the
told them no.
I told them any sports trivia within the last 30 years doesn't count.
Yeah, it's gotta
doesn't
be-
count.
yeah.
It's not relevant.
But they are correct as well.
It doesn't matter if it's not relevant.
Anderson on the
Look
run,
out.
throws it up, and
In traffic, they had a chance for it, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of a jump ball type of play. He threw it to one of his big guys out there. Max Rader, 6'6", 220 pounds. That's Coach Rader's son. Had a nice talk with Coach before the ball game. He was very, how do I put it, very serious until I mentioned his alma mater, the Wisconsin Badgers.
Wisconsin.
Boy, he
Badgers.
got excited about that, didn't he?
He said he was down there last weekend.
Yep.
For the
He
Michigan
got
game.
really excited about that. He was a great player, man. Played center. Great high school player. Phenomenal student.
Good
Sam
punt
Shield,
here.
another nice punt.
This one's going to be fielded at the 15. And that
Taken down about the
Ashwaubenon
22.
will begin their next drive.
Mitchell Opperman, the return that time, I believe. No, excuse me. Let me check that one. Antoine Polk with the return.
So 21-0, Ashwaubenon leading at Notre Dame. The scoreboard sponsor for Showdown tonight is Packerland Home Improvement. Quality window and door replacement since 1973. It matters. It's your home.
Want me to throw out one more really old-time trivia?
What you got?
Okay. Do you remember the old
Wait,
NFL?
is
okay.
the crowd listening?
I don't know.
I think they turned you off.
They turned away.
We'll get it after this play. Whereas Ashwaubenon's going to keep it on the ground now, run a little
Okay.
clock. What do you got?
The last time the college All-Stars beat an NFL team in that college All-Star versus NFL game,
Yeah.
do you remember that game? It was discontinued in like the late
65?
70s.
Oh, did it go into the 70s?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
What high school did the starting quarterback for the college All-Stars who beat the world champions? What college? What
which
high
high
school
school
did he attend? That's my trivia question.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
2nd and 6. And
Ramage.
Ramage again,
Wow.
a first down.
Ramage causing some damage. Incredible.
Well, with your trivia questions, I
Yes.
feel like with the age of social media, I could use a social media lifeline.
Go ahead.
And tonight we've got an audience.
We got a live
audience.
Live
in front
audience.
Of us. I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
If they're still listening.
I don't
I'm not
think
sure if anyone at home is listening anymore.
I doubt it. They tuned us out when I started talking about your hops.
What high school?
Yes.
It must be somebody in Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. It's not like some high school.
Okay, I've got it narrowed down.
Okay.
In the universe to the state of Wisconsin.
Yep.
Oh, that pass is dropped.
Sam Nunyan, the drop that time, want to turn upfield and run before he tucked it away.
Okay.
Getting any help social media-wise?
I'm checking
Okay.
to see if anyone is
Okay.
going to try to help me with this one.
You could use some help on this one, obviously. All right.
It is a school south of Highway 10.
Where's Highway 10? I don't know. What's Highway 10?
It would be Appleton to Stevens Point.
Oh, no, don't even, it's not that far.
Not that far.
Oh. No, not that far. Not that far.
So it's north of Highway 10.
I will give you a very big hint. It's this conference.
It's Ashwaubenon.
No.
It's
They
Notre
didn't
Dame.
exist then, I don't think.
Ramage.
Taken down hard after gaining about 5. Did you say Notre Dame?
Well, no, Premontre.
Okay.
Or are we talking about St. Norbert High School?
What are you going with? Are you going with Are you going with Premontre?
I'm going to go with Premontre.
Okay. That would be incorrect.
I felt like you led me into that answer.
Possibly.
So a 3rd and 5. Bang. Oh, that
nice
one
play.
broken up.
Nice defensive play,
Beautiful.
getting his hand over there, knocking it away. That was number 8, Max Healy, 5'10", 170-pound linebacker for Notre Dame.
Brings up a 4th down for the Jaguars.
So what school do you got?
Oh, where did I hear it? Yep. It
Preble.
was Preble.
Preble.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ron Vanderkellen.
And that
Was the quarterback.
And that just came in.
Yeah. Ron Vanderkellen,
Yep.
who had that phenomenal game in the Rose Bowl in a losing effort, then was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings and defeated the Green Bay World Champion Packers in the College All-Star game. What do you think of that? Nice punt. Wow.
Inside the 5.
That was a beauty. Holy cow. Although Premontre had a quarterback that played for the Miami Dolphins
and that's
for a while
what I was
in the
thinking.
preseason.
That's what I was thinking.
Jesse K was his name. Remember him?
Well, I was
Became a
thinking,
Packer scout for a long time.
I get him mixed up with Vanderkellen.
Okay, well, that happens. Common mistake. Common mistake. Just a little history for you. Just a little local history for you. Just throwing that out there, buddy. Trying to help.
Well, you talk about the history of these two schools.
Yes.
I mean, just terrific. Both state champions in the past. Of course.
I don't mean to I'll tell you a quick little story.
How can you not have this game and talk about some of the great coaches?
Oh, my God. Coach Nowak.
Coach
Are you
Nowak,
kidding me? Coach
Coach
Golomsky.
G. Yeah.
Oh, man. You better believe it.
Notre Dame starting this drive on their own 2. Anderson.
Thrown back after a gain of about 1. Thing I was struck at, Coach Nowak, loved that man to death.
Yeah.
Loved him to death, okay?
Yes. I think I know where you're going with that.
Okay.
Because you always did the pregame interviews.
Yes. But anyway, so the year they were first combined and they were going to the playoffs, okay? I hadn't interviewed him all year. I was doing TV and everything, but, okay?
Sure.
So I'm going over to interview him, and the first question I ask is, Coach, what's it been like, combining 2 different schools that have been big rivals to, bring you to a place like this? And Coach Nowak, who could be as gruff as anybody, lovable but gruff, he goes, wow, that's the original question. Yeah, that was Coach Nowak.
Yeah.
Will Zellner with the run that time.
No,
Bring up about a 3rd and 2.
he was awesome.
He was awesome. His son
He did
Chris.
not enjoy the pregame interviews, though.
No. His son Chris still on the staff here doing a great job. Good family, great family, the Nowaks.
Absolutely.
Just fantastic. We
Absolutely.
used to run a little football camp for kids for years and years here with WNFL back in the days. And, boy, he did such a great job with those kids. I begged him for years for me to have a station that I could teach kids how to run the option.
How'd that go?
Not well.
What station did you run?
The option station.
Yeah.
Okay. First down that time. Putting his head down, getting the first down. It's a nice little statement first down for Notre Dame that time.
Was the option you stay
Max
away
Healy.
or?
Well, then halfway through, he comes over and goes, I know what happened to your option. Lessons. I go, it was a little complicated, so all I'm teaching him how to do now is break the huddle.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
He thought that was about right up to my level. Coach, no luck.
1st and 10 from the 14.
Another nice hold, nice game.
They're starting to get something going here on offense.
And you know what? It almost seems like they're just going back to the fundamentals, going back to the basics.
Again, this is where they've really struggled offensively this year.
Yeah, they really and truly have. And again, they can't quite figure it out why. As Will Zellner with another carry. 5'9", 165-pound junior. You know when I played in my day, you know?
In your day, yeah.
Everybody was 5'9", 165.
I thought that's what you were referring to when you were talking about fat and sassy in the pregame show.
Yeah. But I swear,
Coach Rakowski.
I don't care if you played offensive guard, defensive tackle, you were 5'9", 165.
First down.
Tried.
First down for the
back
Titans.
First down for the Titans.
Zellner on the carry.
And some nice blocking now. You see that hole there that time? That was nice.
Of course, Coach Glopsky from Ashwaubenon.
Kenny G.
We were at the game at Ashwaubenon when he had his
the field named after him.
Field named after him. Got the plaque
Dedicated.
out front.
Yep.
Dedicated.
It's beautiful too, isn't it?
Oh, awesome.
That plaque they have out there,
awesome.
Just fantastic. Just really cool.
The other guy, just such a good coach. Such a good coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Yep, he's the best. Nice job reversing his field. Zellner once again with a nice gain of about 6. I remember he used to put together a media guide, Coach G. Mm-hmm. And he'd have something to say about every player. I don't care if he had 75 guys in his team. He'd give some personal, he'd talk about, Joey Johnson, 5'8", 135 pounds, snazziest dresser and dancer on the team. It was incredible. You just sit there and just laugh, but made sure every player, something personal was said about him.
What would he say about you in the press guide?
Uncoachable.
Under a minute to go here in the third.
Another nice run. Look at this by Zellner. He might
Who's
go the
catch
distance.
him? Zellner, nobody's going to,
it's
close. And into the end zone. Touchdown. Wow, Will Zellner breaks loose.
Wow.
67 yards.
That was incredible. You almost had the feeling that could happen. With that speed he's been showing, and now with the offensive line and running backs, that was a beautiful hole once again. And Zellner, man, he is quick. Nice stride, nice football player. Such a nice 1-2 combination they have with him and Art.
Much needed burst for the Tritons here. Now the extra point.
Sam Geel.
The lefty puts it through.
With the big leg.
And it's 21-7. So the Tritons on the board.
That was an impressive drive. All the yardage on the ground. Nothing really around the ends, basically between the tackles once again. So Ashwaubenon came out with a statement. We're coming right in your face type of drive.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame countered with the exact same type of drive. That was impressive. See if that's put some spark in their defense now. What are you getting from the social media there, Teddy?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Teddy Baseball. We've got a halftime score. I'm waiting for an update on Westy Pier and Menasha. 28-14, Westy Pier had the lead at halftime. I'm waiting for an update right now.
Couple of scores. What? You go, Johnny?
Yes, go ahead, buddy. 35-21, third quarter, Westy Pier with the lead over Menasha. What else you got there, brother?
Another one. Couple of
Pulaski leading De Pere 14-0. Bayport 56-0 over Sheboygan North in the third. Luxembourg Casco 49-0 over Oconto Falls. Kimberly 28-0 over Appleton West. Kakana 7-3. These are all third quarter scores, by the way. 7-3 Kakana over Appleton East. Wrightstown Little Chute will be later. That was not going on.
So the return and brought out just
20?
past the 20-yard line.
A little more enthusiasm on the sidelines for Notre Dame right now.
Polk with
That
the
drive
return.
did a bunch.
Well, it's a 2-score game now, and you still got another full quarter to go. This is a ball game all
I
of a
think it's
sudden.
a fun game. I'll be honest. I think this is a really fun game. But Ashwaubenon, with that very first drive they had of the ball game, was completely the opposite of this drive, or their last scoring drive. Bang, as you mentioned, was 7 of 7 in that first half, under pressure almost the entire time in all of his plays, but did a great job keeping his composure, staying on his feet, looking downfield.
Starting this drive on the 22. Give it to Ramich. This might be the last play
Makes a couple guys miss and gets about 3.
of the quarter.
Ran it right to the 25.
Be interesting to see how Ashwaubenon wants to handle this. Do they want to keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving, or get back to what we saw in that first half?
We will find out in 2 minutes.
3 quarters in the books. The Jaguars lead the Tritons 21-7. Fourth quarter action coming up after this timeout. So we begin the fourth quarter. Ashwaubenon has the ball in a 14-point lead. Ted Stefaniak, John Mino with you for this big game in the FRCC. Ashwaubenon trying to move to 6-0 on the season. Notre Dame trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Pass completed and dancing along the sideline.
Nice job
is
dancing.
Martin Kiernan.
Really nice job. But once again, Bang, this is what he did in the first half so well. Under constant pressure, under hard pressure, totally keeps his composure, throws on the run, and hits his receiver in the numbers. How frustrated must those defensive linemen be for I keep saying Bayport, the blue jerseys just have Bayport in my mind.
Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame.
And again, we talk about Kiernan dancing down the sidelines. His brother Mitchell, the Marine, watching the game on the stream tonight.
Was he in Yuma? The base in Yuma in Arizona?
I think undisclosed somewhere along the Arizona border.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service, my friend.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you that. I was going to be a Marine,
But
I was afraid. And they run a lot.
those guys are pretty special.
Wow.
Guys and girls.
They got to climb really high on stuff.
Yeah, but that was pretty special last night during the Packer game. They had the
The inductions
last night.
Incredible.
All branches of the military.
That's really
On the
amazing
field at halftime.
how young do they look, Teddy, some of them.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it incredible? Isn't it incredible?
So brave.
You better believe it.
2nd and 8. Fake the handoff. Bang. Bring it back
Oh,
to the other
nice
side.
play.
Look
Yeah,
at this. Ramich.
screen, reverse
Is he got a
screen.
block? He does
Sure
get a block.
Still on his feet. Wow.
Finally pushed
Outstanding.
down.
That was an outstanding effort once again along the sidelines, dancing on the sidelines, tightrope.
I was going to say, just put a little music to this one.
I know.
John.
What a great job they did setting this one up, though. Really sold it to the left side, came back with the screen on the right side. Great job by the quarterback setting that up, and then a great job by number 5, Connor Ramich, making the rest happen. Wow.
What kind of music would you put to that?
I don't know. I'm not like I'm not a big music guy as far as knowing my music.
Almost like a cha-cha.
Oh, that, yeah. I thought you were talking modern
Genre.
music or
Genre.
something.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
You said, I thought we were sticking to 30 years or older.
I'm We are. In all faces. Look at how strong he is. Again, he's 5'9", 170 pounds. Doesn't he simply play bigger? I mean, that's all you can say. He simply plays bigger. Wow. Strong legs.
Well, and we see the formula from a lot of very successful teams where you get the lead, be able to grind it out,
right?
Keep that clock moving,
right?
We're seeing that from Ashwaubenon right now.
Another nice lead block by number 25.
You're right about the strength.
It's a young man that we've talked about a bunch, Martin Kiernan.
Ramage, 22 carries now, 143 yards in the game. Couple of touchdowns. Maybe a candidate to talk to after the game, John.
Open.
Over the middle, there it connects. Luke Schrader, touchdown, Ashwaubenon.
Perfect pass. First time they've gone deep in the second half. Basically just a post pattern by Schrader. That's all it was. Just he beat his man and a perfect pass. No play action, just one-on-one. Get on out there, beat your man, touchdown. Wow. Another impressive drive by Ashwaubenon. The first one simply on the ground. This one going to the air a little bit more. It's a multi-dimensional football team right there.
And we just talked about keeping it on the ground, grinding it.
Yeah, nice call, Coach.
Can I just follow up? One? And then you just mix in a pass every once in a while.
Exactly.
I got cut off.
Wait, oh, did you really? Oh, wow, okay.
Tell you what, speaking of getting cut off, let's take a time out.
Okay, because I wanted to say a few things, but go ahead.
We'll be right back. .59 remaining. A lot of fans checking in tonight, John, watching this
foggy night. Who's checking in there, Teddy?
Who is checking in? Who's on your phone?
Me? Actually, I just got one from my good friend Jeff Norgard updating me on that Westy Pier score.
Jeff Norgard.
Remember Norgie, of course?
Basketball player at some point?
At some point, I think.
Some
point in his career. You know, I still struggle with Menasha in the Bay Conference. I still think of them as such a...
So do a lot of teams.
I still think of them as such an FBA team.
More changes coming to the Bay and to the FRCC next year. The kickoff after the touchdown.
Garrett, the return to about the 25, 26. Well, Notre Dame had a really nice drive in their last possession. See what they do on this one. At least they found something that worked consistently. Just sort of ground pounding. How often does a team with 4 wins get into the playoffs, do you think, Ted? Like, what are the odds?
It does happen.
But you never know until after everything's done, right?
Right. I mean, those are the last, who can we get in, and then it gets down to tiebreakers. So it does happen. It can happen. But I wouldn't rely on it.
Yeah.
5 wins get you in, for the most part. And a flag comes in here.
Well, so, I mean, you're more of the guru on the playoffs and things like that. Is it possible to have 5 wins and not get a playoff spot?
It would be very difficult.
The odds are really great that you're in.
Yeah,
okay.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, because it starts with the conference winners and then who has a 500 and above record
that you
within
played.
Conference play.
Right.
You get into some of the smaller conferences,
right?
Maybe that comes into play a little bit more. But typically you do get some 4 and 5 teams that do sneak in through tiebreakers to fill out that field at 224.
Holding call against the Tritons, which moves them back to about the 19-yard line.
So it's a 1st and 21. Anderson.
Look out.
Yes.
Oof.
Same thing. And
Same type of thing. I hate that play. I really do. Ooh. Makes your receiver so vulnerable out there.
yeah, Kurt's been led that way a couple of times tonight. Last time, remember, he came
had
up
double
limping.
team. He came up limping, yeah. You know, if you can run that, I almost like to see him go a little bit deeper. You know, the running back be a little deeper, so at least he's got control of the ball and looking forward and then go. Yeah. Sacrifice a couple yards backwards for the sake of having a better chance at something good happening.
Well, Notre Dame really forced into passing situations now, too. Trailing by 3 scores, so keep it on the ground.
Another nice run. I'm telling you, they're going to have a lot of yards on the ground.
Well, that last scoring drive for Notre Dame, very impressive. Of course, the big run by Zellner. Looking for another big strike like that.
Okay, back to the playoff thing, though. Isn't it really bizarre the morning after the last game? Doesn't everybody get together like 6 in the morning? The coaches and everybody? Isn't there something like that?
It's not quite 6 in the morning.
Well, pretty early, though.
Yeah.
Like
10 or 11.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was like super early, like unbelievably early.
Well, by midnight, usually you know the teams that have qualified.
Okay.
And
then it's the scheduling the next morning, right?
Right. The playoff field, then the divisions.
Nobody opened downfield. Tried to find his man pretty close to him. Couldn't hold on. That was Tim Turek, 6 foot junior wide receiver for Notre Dame.
Usually by 1 or 2, you know the 8-team field. They break the 32 teams down into a field of 8, and then those coaches meet to decide.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Bayport rolling over people 50 points every week, it seems like now. Okay?
Yeah.
Is that going to help or hurt them with seeding? Whoever does the seeding, are they going to look at that and say, well, they must have had a weaker schedule because they scored so many points? Or are they going to respect that for the great team that they are?
I don't know. Let's talk about it after we come back from this break. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. With a 20-point lead, 8:26 remaining in this ball game. Vang, quick hitter to the far sideline.
What are his stats, Ted?
Vang's
yeah.
With that pass, I believe 14 of 19.
Wow.
Let's see. Over 130 yards.
And he's had probably 2 dropped. So he could have been 16 of 19.
14 of 19 for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Came to go along with Ramage, who's got 22 carries, 143 yards. So that is balance.
That's balance, my friend. That is balance.
2nd and 5, and Ramage met at the line of scrimmage. So we were talking about the playoffs.
Yes.
You're talking about Bayport being, if they're able to finish out the season.
When it comes to seeding
because Ashwaubenon isn't conceding that Bayport's going to be 9-0.
I'm not. But you know what I'm saying as far as like, are they saying, well, you know, it's a weak conference or weak whatever, because they scored so many points? Or are they saying, hey, kudos to you. You guys must be really, really good. Because it's like between Kimberly and, was it Muskego? And them, you're talking about 3 really great football teams, and I wouldn't toss Fond du Lac out of the basket either.
Jets,
nice
here.
Run, jeez Louise,
mixing it up a little bit here.
Yes, that didn't have much going for
it.
Yeah, his first carry of the ball game. 5'11", 160-pound junior. Altergat.
So,
and he gets the first down.
You're seeding 1 through 8.
Right.
So if you're in the same 8 with a Kimberly,
yes,
then I think that's where the discussion begins.
That's what I mean.
Most likely, I would think they would try to keep a Kimberly and a Bayport in separate regions,
Right.
yeah, so that if they were to get to the semifinals, they would meet
Right.
each other there.
Yes.
So that would mean that you're facing somebody like a Fond du Lac that does have one loss,
Dead ball. We'll start.
or an Appleton
Yeah.
East with one loss. You know,
Right.
it kind of depends on where it's at. If
And again, we're being presumptuous here because it's still
Right.
only halfway through the season, basically,
So
or a little more than halfway.
you're talking
but
more about strength of
absolutely,
conference. Yeah.
absolutely. How do they look at that?
I think they look at at the record first.
Okay.
You go 9-0.
Yeah.
You win your conference. Somebody's 8-1.
Right.
It's pretty hard to pass somebody over. I think.
What was it? Round 3 last year when they played? Bayport,
Yeah, last
Kimberly?
couple of years. Well, Bayport, Kimberly, Bayport, Appleton North. That's where Bayport has met their demise in the playoffs the last couple of years. Round 3.
The year. Let me ask you this. And now, I don't know why we're talking Bayport. We got a different game in front of us, but we're talking about pro football players. Alec Ingold with the Raiders.
Oakland Raiders, you bet.
That team they had that year, almost shocking they didn't win the state title. His senior year.
Remember, he was injured
Then
when
he
they
got,
played
I know.
Kimberly.
But man, that was
Yeah.
an amazing football team.
Well, take nothing away from Kimberly.
No, but I'm just saying it was like, wow.
2nd and 14. Vang looking
Again,
downfield.
under pressure all night. Was that one? And a complete.
And
Wow.
caught by Kiernan.
Kiernan is just having a magnificent game, and I just love watching this thing. I love watching this kid. Watch number 10. Heavy pressure all the time. Look at going full speed, perfect form, right in the one spot he could put it.
And this is what he did all first quarter.
Yes. Yes.
He hasn't had to throw that much, and they
No.
haven't let him throw that much with the lead. But
He
I
is
would like to
incredible.
see him throw a little bit more. Just being
It's just
selfish.
fun- it's
just
fun-
being selfish.
It's fun watching him.
It's a fun player
Holy
to watch.
cow. I think he loves being under pressure. It adds a little spice to it.
3rd and 2 as they move into Notre Dame territory. Vang and under pressure again. Gets by one defender. Now
Go!
over the top
Oh my
to
gosh.
Schrader. And Schrader's going the distance. Touchdown, Jaguars.
There's nothing more I can say. That young man is one of the most impressive football players we have seen all season. No question about it. Just absolutely outstanding. Wow.
There we go again. Watch this. Vang's under pressure. He's going to escape the would-be sack.
Keeps
Keeps
his
looking
eyes
downfield.
downfield. You never
Ah.
see him put his head on a swivel. You never see that. You see him looking downfield constantly. Wow. Incredible football player. He's got a good one there. And he's a junior.
Man. Mickey Kiernan knocks that one home. And it is 35-7. Ashwaubenon. With 5:28 to go, we'll step away. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. (34-7). Ashwaubenon jumping out now, top of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
5:28, and
You want me
Ashwaubenon
to tell you
closing
who
in on
reminds,
6-0.
do you want me to tell you who he reminds me of a little bit?
Who, Vang?
Yes.
Yes.
Kyle Murray.
Kyle Murray.
He reminds me of Kyle Murray, and I'm not kidding about that. With his days at Texas Tech,
Yeah.
or Texas A&M, excuse me. That's who he reminds me of. What do you think of that?
Exciting ball player.
I know. Good call, yes
Yeah,
or no?
Very, very, very quick.
Yeah. Throws on the run so well, it's incredible. Just incredible. So that's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Okay?
I like it.
Okay. I'm going to tell him that after the game.
This one fielded at the 19. Ooh, a big hit. As it was Daniel Hornacek that fielded that one.
Played at Oklahoma, played at Texas A&M, plays for the Arizona Cardinals. About 5'10", probably about 180 pounds, and throws like that on the run. So you're agreeing with me, sort of, Teddy? You're actually agreeing with me kind of on something?
I agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with you.
Thank you. 34-7, Jaguars over the Tritons. Notre Dame with the football on their own 37.
Make the handoff.
Nice design play. Nice job getting the quarterback rolling out a little bit. Getting his man downfield, making the catch. Number 34, Levi Hain. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Levi Hain making the stop that time for Ashwaubenon. Nice little play. I like that one. Sending Sam Schmidt out of the backfield. 5'8", 200-pounder. Kind of a Don Nottingham type, don't you think?
Don Nottingham.
Don Nottingham.
From?
Kent State.
Kent State. I was thinking of the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Baltimore Colts. Nice run here.
There we go.
Oh!
Tripped up with a shoestring tackle. Otherwise,
he was off
heading
the
home.
races, wasn't he? Zane Ruffin, number 36, making the touchdown saving stop right there. Hits that hole so quick. Right there, looked like he had a chance. And there's the tackle. Taking him down by Ruffin.
We talk about him being the workhorse for this team. As we said, 130 carries coming into the game.
He has to have well over 100, doesn't he?
Well, I just lost my monitor. I'll
Okay.
give you that. 93
Oh, nice
yards.
ball.
93
Nice pass.
yards and, yeah, the completion and a first down.
That was his best pass. That's Max Rader with the catch, as I mentioned. Just a sophomore, 6'6", 220 pounds. Nice pass right here by the quarterback, Hogan Anderson. Throws a nice ball. It's another nice drive. They've had two really nice drives here in the second half, back-to-back, basically.
Trying to make something good happen here. Looking for the end zone. Under 4 minutes to play in this one. And it is Arrett again.
Taken down once again by Ruffin. Only a sophomore, 6'1", 175. And a player down for Notre Dame. Hate to see that. So we've got an official timeout with the player down.
Yep. So we will keep it here.
Born again, talk about football. As much as we love it, how rough a game it can be. Last night, just some scary situations at that ball game at Lambeau Field, weren't there?
Oh,
wow.
absolutely.
It just brings everything to it.
Some of those hits.
Yep, exactly. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen the number yet of who it was or who it is.
Yeah, I think it was. Is it away from the play?
Had to be. I mean, that was the main play, and I sure didn't see anything there.
Yeah, because Arrett is
right
on his knee there with the rest of the team.
Right. Boy, this Notre Dame team shows flashes, though, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
they've been so close the last couple of weeks.
I mean, absolute flashes. It's take a little bit longer than you're hoping to have it take, I just mean that because you like to see the guy pop up a lot sooner. Hopefully will. Trainers are out there working with him. Keeping an eye on him. Yep. Worst part of football is right there.
Yep.
It really and truly is.
Now
now he's at least sitting up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's good news.
Boy, it's deathly silent here right now.
Yeah, it's a scary.
But you know what? He's
time.
getting up. Number 50.
Yeah.
Judah Gartsky.
Well, and how many times do we call his name? Especially
A bunch, absolutely.
Outstanding player.
That poor guy.
He's going to be all right.
He might just be completely worn out. Because that first half, how many times did he chase Vang back and forth across that field? Tough kid. Good ball game, young man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a break. You earned it.
Hey, don't forget to join us next week. Of course, a big game coming up in the Northeastern Conference. Little Shoe taking on Freedom. We'll be at Freedom. Pregame starts at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 right here on My New 32. That'll be a huge game.
Huge. That's fun. Like I said, Fun conference. That's a fun conference in all sports.
Freedom 5-0 on the season. Little Chute 4-1. So back to the ground. Errett dancing inside the 5-yard line. So knocking on the doorstep here with 3 minutes to
First
play.
and goal. Love it when teams that are well behind play like this. Love it, love it, love it. You know, just to show that there's no quitting them.
First down.
You know, Ashwaubenon has only given up 9 points in the second half all season. Did you know that?
I probably knew that. Didn't think about it at the moment. Here we go. A first and goal from the 3. And we have a touchdown, Tritons.
Big number 25 one more time. He's got a nice hole that time. Took it in.
James Arndt.
Always had a big game. Does that put him over 100 now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. 115 yards on 17 carries and a touchdown tonight for their leading rusher.
Yeah, Ashwaubenon coming into this ball game had only given up 9 points. You know, it's one of those teams, too, this Notre Dame team. You see some, as we mentioned, see some flashes where if they continue to play this way during the course of the season, who knows what could happen? I mean, you know what I mean? It almost seems like they're one of those teams that's really close. I'm not sure what it is that's missing, but they're close.
Shield with the extra point attempt is no good. So 34-13. Johnny, let's go back and take a look at this touchdown run.
You bet.
By Arendt once again. And
nice blocks by the big fellows on the inside.
Absolutely. Though that replay brought to you by our instant replay sponsor tonight, Simon's Cheese. Simon's is the home of multiple world champion cheeses. Simon's Cheese, located off Highway 41 at the Little Chute exit. Stop there today. Of course, we thank all of our sponsors helping us out here in the 2019 season.
Can't do it without sponsors, my brother.
You cannot.
Boy, some of them have been with us for a long time, haven't they? Incredibly long time.
We like our longtime sponsors. We like our new sponsors.
You bet. You do a little sales over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself a plug. Hey, you want to sell some spots?
Well,
I'll get you on the air.
Be a part of high school football.
And you know what? I would
Who
offer.
else televises high school football games?
Nobody.
What market do you have to go to find
Can I finish?
local televised high school football?
Can I finish?
Go ahead, sir.
I am willing to be the guest spokesperson for any of our new sponsors.
Is
yes.
that right?
Yes. I'm willing to do that.
We're trying to sell things,
I'm just saying.
not chase them away.
I'm just saying.
Here's Schrader
Schrader
with the
with the return.
Gets around the corner and across the 40. Big run by the big
return.
guy.
Holy cow, I guess. He's got some potential, doesn't he? 6'3", 180. Only
Yeah,
a junior.
but what do the jeans look like, though?
Yeah, I know his mom was a great athlete. I know mom was a great athlete.
Of course, Bill Schrader,
Yep.
former Showdown announcer.
Yep.
He's in the booth for a while.
That's right. It's a big kid to be returning kickoffs. It's like you see that thing coming at you.
Just a junior.
Nice job by Sam Giel making the stop. And timeout called by Ashwaubenon. I think they're getting some new ball players into the ball game. Want to make some substitutions.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Let everybody get in. Have some fun. No matter what, it's still fun being under the lights on a Friday night. Really and truly is.
Well, you got this Ashwaubenon team with a brand new coach this year.
Yeah.
Brian Richkowski. You're going to be talking with him again.
Staff.
Tell you what, a lot of energy in that that pregame interview, and I'm looking forward to your postgame interview.
Well, thank you.
With him.
Thank you very much.
Trying to get a couple
Nice
of the players to come over as well.
Yep.
Big game next week. By the way, that game that we talked about in Ripon, that was under a lightning delay. They did get underway.
They did? Okay. By the way, we were talking about Coach Golomsky earlier. Still coaching.
Yeah.
Still doing a great job at St. Norbert.
Oh, yeah.
He used to call me once in a while for advice, different things.
Advice?
Yeah. Techniques and running the option, things like that. He knew about my days.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Nah,
next
don't
time I
bother
see-
asking. No, there's no reason to.
No, don't
Let
bug
it
him.
be.
Details like that.
No. He might not even remember now. Who knows? So, yeah. A lot of them did back in the day. Yeah. Helped out any way I could.
Well,
The
very
more you can
helpful
do.
guy.
Exactly.
Very helpful guy.
Absolutely. You know what we should do sometime? Oh, you work on the Packer games. I'd say we should do a Friday night game here. We used to do those Notre Dame or the St. Norbert games then on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Loved it.
And then do the trifecta, the Packer game on a Sunday.
How great would that be?
I know, right? Get your fill of football. New ball player, Andrew Pludman with the carry. Just a sophomore, 5'10", 164.
Sophomore.
Yeah. I'm amazed at this level how many sophomores play. I mean, you can see it in the real lower levels where you have maybe a few hundred kids in the high school, or.
But again, you look at the successful programs when you're able to get to that point where you're able to work in some of the younger players, let them get those quality snaps.
Yeah.
That just builds for your future, builds your culture. It's tough to get to that point, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're exactly right.
New quarterback for Ashwaubenon, Preston Poole. What year?
Sophomore. Nobody says sophomore anymore.
Nobody ever said sophomore.
Yes, they did.
Sophomore?
Back in my day? Yes.
30 years ago. All trivia. Remember, you set the parameters.
At center from Carmel, Illinois, number 55. Only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
Teddy Stefaniak.
Yeah.
Remember those days? Yeah, well, I do. I followed your career.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
There's a 4th and 2. Poole from the shotgun. Handoff.
Fighting for it.
That is Nate Lemire.
It'll be real close. I don't know if they'll have I think they're going to. They're going to let that one wind down.
Number 30.
And that's it. I'll head down, Teddy.
Ashwaubenon moves to 6-0 on the season with a 34-13 win over Notre Dame. Our postgame show starts after this timeout. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. See Brian Richkowski addressing the Ashwaubenon Jaguars after their impressive win tonight, 34-13 over Notre Dame. We'll be hearing from Coach Richkowski in just a few moments. So we'll take another timeout. When we come back, Johnny will have that interview, and we're hoping to talk to a couple players as well. You're watching Showdown on My New 32.
No screw ups, live.
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, is it? Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
34-13, Ashwaubenon over Notre Dame tonight. Big victory for the Jaguars, who improved to 6-0 on the season. Mino standing by with the winning coach, Brian Richkowski.
Well, thank you very much, Jay. Well, Coach, first of all, that's an impressive football team. I mean, you're big, you're tough, you're strong, you're talented. You kind of got the whole package there, brother.
We are pretty excited about our group of guys. We think that they're practicing hard. They're doing a great job in the classroom. We actually just nominated the seniors for academic all-state as a team, and then they're pretty good group of kids out there as well. We did a nice job on defense. The coaches have been putting together good game plans. We're excited to be playing our best football going into October.
That's what I was just going to say. You guys are building and building and building. I think this was another step forward.
Yeah, offensively, it's a brand new offense, so they're in week 8 now if you count the 2 preseason weeks. And the defense is leaving off where they did last year. Just can't say enough about how everybody's bought in. All the starters play scout team, so they get the defense ready, and we got a great group of kids. We're excited to put them to the test every week, and it's about the journey, not the destination. It's been a pretty fun journey so far.
We're going to talk to your quarterback and your great running back in just a bit, but I just have to tell you, the way he runs this offense, and a brand new offense, I was almost thinking, did they take over the former offense or something? To be this smooth is pretty exceptional.
A lot of kids that are pretty gung-ho about football. Quarterback's dad, Cadian, his dad is a football coach. You can kind of tell by the way he's a sponge for the things I say. And a lot of guys on offense, they just love the game of football. They might play other sports, but football is their number one, and you can kind of see that in their eyes and in how they try and study. And it's been pretty awesome working with them because it's brand new. Try to give them as much as I can, as fast as I can, and they took it all in.
A little thing that is really impressive, the way they carry out fakes. I mean, I got faked out a couple of times. Do you run those plays to set up the pass or to set up the run? Because each one seems to correspond and set up the other.
Well, good teams have 10 guys blocking. The quarterback carryouts is fake. The receivers are blocking downfield. We take a lot of pride in everybody doing their part, and that kind of makes the thing go. We try to be a 50-50 team on offense, run pass. Defense, we preach run to the ball, fundamental football. You need that in October. If the weather's poor, run the ball and stop the run, and that takes ball handling, blocking, tackling, pursuing the football.
6-0, what are you going to tell your team not to be?
Complacent. We've continued to get better every week, and I think the minute you get complacent, improvement stops. So,
Wrong answer.
what should I say?
Fat and sassy.
That should not get fat and sassy. We should continue to get better, and I think we have every week. We're more coachable. We play harder. We practice better, and I'm just excited about what the next week looks like and how much better we can get.
It's exciting to watch you guys down the stretch.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we're excited about what we can become and trying to play our best football in October.
You can say hello to your mama.
I think she's gone. No, there she is.
We bored her already?
Yeah, no.
Coach, congratulations. Impressive team.
Thanks for having us. Go
Got
Jags.
it, buddy. All right, buddy. Can I bring in your guys here? Gentlemen, congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
I compared you to a quarterback that now plays for the Arizona Cardinals. You know who that is?
Murray.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you model your game after him at all?
I think like all the quarterbacks combined, they're all
Okay.
great. I try to model it after them.
The way you throw on the run is so impressive.
Thank you.
Where does that come from?
Well, it all comes together with my line. They're out there creating a pocket for me. I sit back, feel the pressure, move. My guys get open. And they're all helping me out there.
Do you know what you don't do?
No, I don't.
You don't panic, and you don't look around. You're looking straight downfield the entire time. You had some huge guys in blue jerseys absolutely bearing down on you, and you paid them no attention. You kept focused downfield.
Well, after 6 weeks, I build a trust with my line and my receivers. So I believe in them to get open. I believe in them to catch it. Trust my guys blocking, so we're all coming together.
Okay, introduce the fella next to you, would you please?
This is Connor Ramage, running back.
Rampage should be his nickname.
Rambo.
Yes.
Everything.
Wow, tell me a little bit about his style.
Well, he's a wrestler.
Okay.
As you can tell, he's a big guy. He just doesn't go down. Tough runner.
As a sports announcer, what would you ask him? Here, go ahead, ask him.
I'd say,
You can hold the mic.
all right. How'd you feel about today?
I mean, everything just came together. I mean, we're built for this. I mean, we practice every day. This is what we need.
How much do you love your linemen?
I mean, they're the best guys in the world. They're the ones making the plays. I mean, I just go where I go.
I love them too.
He has to say that, doesn't he?
No, not have to, but
We mean it. Yeah, we mean it.
Man, you guys, I love the way you guys run out your fakes. That means I think that's the most underrated thing. There were about 3 times I was watching the wrong guy because that fake was carried out downfield at times. I thought that was impressive.
yeah, that's what it's the big part of the game. You get in with the run, then play action, and pass is open.
You know what else is impressive? Number 25, his lead blocking.
Yes, Marty
Kiernan. He's a good guy. He's big, wrestler too, just like him.
Yeah, we wrestle all the time, and you really see it in his game. He just wipes people out.
He paves the way.
Have to ask you guys. I mean, obviously the way things ended last year was disappointing with the whole thing. Did you guys ever think you'd be 6-0 at this point of the season?
Well, Coach Richkowski's a great coach. We believe in him. We believed in him coming in, and we believe in our guys. So we're just taking it one game at a time.
Same thing with him. I mean, we always want to be undefeated. I mean, we just had to do it, and we did it.
You guys looked impressive tonight, man. Keep it rolling.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yep, of course.
You bet. Teddy?
Yeah, very impressive on the field and with those interviews as well. Thank you, John. A couple of stats here for you in the game. Katie and Bang, 16 of 21 passing, 188 yards, 3 touchdown passes in the game. And Connor Ramage had 24 carries, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the 34-13 win over Notre Dame. We'll take a break, come back, tell you what's on tap for Week 7 of the high school football season. That's coming up next on Showdown. Tonight's post-game interviews were brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza, now in 4 locations, including De Pere, East Green Bay, West Green Bay, and their newest location in Swamico. And those were some outstanding interviews John had with the winning team from Ashwaubenon, and little Gallagher's Pizza sounds pretty good right about now. What do you say, John? And
I think that sounds absolutely fantastic, my brother. Absolutely fantastic. Aren't those great young men?
Outstanding young men, and boy, they put on quite a show tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I'll tell you what, we were talking about this team with they had high expectations. I mean, the seniors basically said, this is our year, everybody climb aboard. But to be 6-0 at this point, and I think still getting better, Ted. I mean, that's the thing. I think if people watch this team over the last couple of weeks, they'd say, hey, this team is improving, and they've got some serious talent. And that offense, the way he runs that offense, this is going to be a tough matchup, especially, once they get into the playoffs, and you take on a team that hasn't seen you play in person before. This is a team that could really make some noise, I'm telling you. But that quarterback, I'm so impressive. And that young man there, Rambo, as they call him, the wrestler. What a great job he did all game long. How many yards did he have, Ted? Do you have that by any chance? But anyway, the Tritons
145.
135.
145.
145.
Don't cheat him.
How about this guy, Teddy? Tell me a little bit about this man.
Mr. Zellner.
Yep.
Boy, he had a big run there, 67 yards on that touchdown run.
But boy, Ashwaubenon answered every time, didn't they? Well, big Mr. Schrader with the touchdown pass.
A couple of touchdown passes or receptions tonight.
No, this Ashwaubenon team can do a little bit of everything, but I love his elusiveness and looking downfield. Finds Schrader again, 35 yards downfield for another touchdown. Just did a great job. But I love how Notre Dame didn't quit. I mean, they just kept coming back once again. That young man had a big ball game too, Teddy.
Well, absolutely, and I think we're going to see better days from Notre Dame, but it's been a tough season for them as they fall to 1-5 on the season. But this Ashwaubenon team, they've got some tough games coming up, no doubt about it. The bulk of the tough part of the schedule is coming up with a game against Bayport next week, then at Pulaski, finish up with De Pere. So they're going to be tested as they get ready to take on some teams in the playoffs.
A lot of credit to that coaching staff for getting this team to believe what they're preaching.
Absolutely. Great job tonight, Johnny.
You too, Teddy.
All right. Our final score once again, 34-13. The Jaguars over the Tritons of Notre Dame. Our Showdown schedule continues next week from Freedom, Wisconsin. Yeah, the Little Chute Mustangs moving into Freedom for the Battle of Highway N. You'll see it all right here on Showdown. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock on Sports Showdown. For John Mino, I'm Ted Stefaniak. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week from Freedom. Good night.